Listen today.
This is SportsCenter.
All 4 Division I teams in Arkansas will be in action this Saturday. We'll give you guys the rundown right here in order of when they happen. First, it'll be UCA taking on the number 2 team in FCS. They'll take on the North Dakota State Bison at 2:30 on ESPN+. Then UAPB will take on Miles at 4 o'clock at home, followed by Arkansas State. The Red Wolves will look for their first win of the season when they host Stony Brook at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Then the finale of the day, the biggest one of them all, Arkansas hosts 2-0 BYU at 6:30. You guys can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz and watch it on ESPN2. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
The Ford President's Award is given to dealerships that offer outstanding customer service. Mark McClarty Ford has won it 3 years in a row. Every day, the team works overtime, so your customer experience is legendary. Right now, get the brand new Ford Edge for just $29,997 and take a whopping $8,000 off brand new Ford F-150s. Better prices, even better customer service. Visit Mark McClarty Ford today off Highway 67 and at markmclartyford.com.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
It's officially here. This week only, enjoy 50% off your purchase during our Friends and Family event at Banana Republic Factory. Explore limited time savings on the latest elevated styles online or at your nearest Banana Republic Factory store.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Drew Self in Hot Springs or Todd Matthews in Benton for a free insurance review.
If you're looking for the best midday sports talk show in all of the land, look no further than The Zone in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio with Justin Acree and Wes Moore.
What have we done with innocence? It disappeared with time, it never made much sense. Adolescent resident, wasting another night on planning my revenge.
All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Great way to start your Friday, right?
Right.
Hey, if that's the worst thing that happens to us all day, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I just had to kill a little bit of time.
No, I appreciate you doing that. And I figured, heck, I hate leaving our friends at Rebsman and the Paul and Mary Lewis golf tournament. It's such a great tournament, and always enjoy being out there. Faded Roads was already pulled up. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch now. Yeah, I was thinking, I was going to bring you a burger back after the show.
You could see if John Neighbors has left some food in the refrigerator.
I ate it all the other day. There's nothing left. Glad you're with us. Loaded show today. A lot of football to talk about. Excited for this weekend. I really am. I'm excited for tonight and high school football, Fearless Friday. We got a couple of huge games. Benton and Catholic will get us kicked off tonight. But you know what? Hazen's got a big game tonight.
And they're coming off. When did they lose to Desark? Was that last week?
2 weeks ago. I think they've bounced back. Desark has a huge game playing Carlisle. We're going to cover that one. So we'll go down to the high school. We can talk some high school football at some point today. Of course, we're going to hit all over the Razorbacks and BYU. I told you yesterday I feel good about it, and nothing's changed my mind. After hearing Coach Pittman, after hearing some practice reports, this team has stepped it up a notch, and it's time to. I think they may have walked a little bit last week. but the crowd is going to be fantastic. They are going to it's just the electricity will be in the stadium. Having your first night game, 6 o'clock game, sold out. No, these guys, one of the clips that you were playing or we were playing this morning on the early show was it was Landon Jackson talking to the guys about, hey, you thought last week was cool. You thought, running out the A was cool with the big crowd. It's going to be sold out night game. It's going to be a different atmosphere. These guys have stepped it up in practice this week, and I feel good. If I was going to, and I haven't even, I love Oakland and my account, but I haven't even started yet. I haven't bet anything yet this year. If I was going to, and maybe I do, maybe I take some time and put some money in my account, and I'll take the Razorbacks. I would take the Razorbacks in the under. I think the defenses are much improved for both teams.
47.5.
I think it's low. I think this is a 24-14 game, 24-10. You think about this, the Razorbacks defenses, they've given up 1 touchdown this year. Sam Houston State held this BYU team to 2 touchdowns, 14 points. I know last week against Southern Utah, they lit up the scoreboard, but that Sam Houston defense is legit. They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're moving up from FCS to FBS, but they were good in the FCS, and they've got a good team this year.
What conference are they in?
I don't know. It's a good question. I have to look that up. So I'm not convinced this Utah or BYU offense is rolling right now. Still think with the new quarterback, they've got some issues. So no, I think Arkansas's defense is going to slow them down. And I mean, at worst, maybe 27-17. That's 44 points still. That's still under. So I like the under, and I like the Razorbacks in this game. That is, I heard you say that's our question of the day. What do the Razorbacks do?
Yeah. The over-under set at 8. What happens? Hogs win and cover. Hogs win, don't cover. Hogs lose. So far, earlier turns, only 20 votes. Hogs win and cover is getting 65%.
Okay, I'll get on that. I'll retweet that for you. We'll have Clint Stoerner here in a few minutes, and Pigskin Preacher's on his way up also. Good time if you want to jump in here and give us a call. 661-1037. I'll check the text line here in a minute, too.
The Bearcats, there's probably a lot of people complaining about the opening playing forever. But anyway, the Bearcats of Sam Houston are in Conference USA.
I knew that. With the realignment in the Conference USA losing some of their teams, they added Sam Houston as one of them. Back in the day, it was Sam Houston State. I think they've dropped the state. I think they're just Sam Houston now. What are they?
Yeah, it looks like Sam Houston.
Just Bearcats. Sam Houston. Yep. Back in the day, it's kind of like Texas State University. It used to be Southwest Texas State. Mm-hmm. Now it's just Texas State. Everybody's condensing, making things a little shorter.
Yeah, because Sam Houston's not a state.
No, it's not.
Bearcats is spelled Bearkats. Yep. I did not know that.
Yep. Okay. You see that from time to time, even with some of the high school teams, the cat with the K. But no, back to BYU. I think offensively they're going to struggle a little bit against Arkansas. And that crowd, I think they're going to feed off of that crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas wins this game by 14, 17, 20 points.
Wouldn't either.
I think you remember the Texas game. How could you forget the Texas game a couple of years ago? I think it could be something similar to that, where Arkansas just gets on a roll. The crowd's going crazy. That night game, just a fantastic feeling, and it could turn into a rout.
Yeah, it won't be as. I don't think the crowd will be quite as good as Texas because it's BYU's not Texas, but it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Well, and the key, they got to get off to a good start. They got to keep the crowd involved. I mean, the worst thing that could have happened last week when Arkansas gets the ball and goes 3 and out, and it was 3 just bad plays. I mean, it was run, not much, throw, incomplete. And you're just yeah. I mean, it just sucks the life and the energy out of the crowd when you go 3 and out.
Had a lead early,
and
we did not expect.
And Kent State is marching down the field and having a couple of nice runs, 7 yards, 8 yards, complete pass, 7 yards, complete pass, 8. And it's just like, what is going on here? And it just creates that uneasy feeling. And then you get another 3 and out. And the murmurs start. All it takes, you get that first touchdown, you run down, you keep that crowd involved, and the next thing you know, you get a 3 and out, and then it turns into a Western Carolina. Pigskin, welcome.
You know, when they had murmuring in the Bible, bad things always followed. The children of Israel murmured, and the Lord sent snakes. So, no murmuring, Razorback fans.
How do you feel?
I don't know how I feel, Wes. I actually thought Acree had a good lock of the week last week, and it turned out as bad as my pick of Alabama over Texas. So I don't know. I don't know what, are they going to block anybody? Are they going to run the ball? I'm with you. What you just said about BYU's offense, I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's as good as it was last year, but I don't think Arkansas is as good either after 2 games.
No, this is a game where questions will be answered, I think, for both teams.
Yes.
Neither team has played anyone of note. Maybe the best competition either team's played has been Sam Houston, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say, Sam Houston's better than Kent State. Now, I do think Coastal Carolina is better than Southern Utah. So if you want to go off the scores, you can do that. But no, I think both teams, both fan bases have a lot of questions about their team. How legit are they? How are they going to stack up against conference play, SEC when Arkansas gets into it, Big 12 play when they get into it?
Well, these non-conference games are really a waste of everyone's time. The last 2 years, Michigan has played 6 stiffs in the non-conference. Somebody asked me at coffee this morning, who are they playing? I said, Bowling Green. I said, oh, that'll be a tough one. I'm like, yeah, it's embarrassing. I mean, now next year, we've got a home and home with Texas. Then we got a home and home with Oklahoma. That's good. But
both next year?
No, they're staggering that in the next 4 years, but they play one of them each year. But that's the way it ought to be. You ought to be playing big intersectional games against people. You don't want to play these little sisters of the poor. It's just not interesting.
No, and then when you see some of your conference foes playing big games, I mean, A&M in Miami, Texas, Alabama, you can go on. Even, last week when you had the SEC team playing the Pac-12 teams, that was kind of cool. It was different.
Auburn and Cal, sure.
That was a struggle for Auburn, but they found a way to win. I was a little jealous. I'm like, these are good games.
Absolutely.
We've been stuck with Western Carolina, you get your feet wet. It's almost like, all right, that's good. That was a good game for some of these young guys to get to play. But then last week with Kent State, I think the team played like that. I really do. I think
they played like there is no chance in the world we're going to get beaten by these guys, and their effort kind of mirrored that.
And I'll stick with it. Watching the first half again, the play calls. It was like the coaches were like, "We're going to win this game," and I said it yesterday, and Quinn Grovey agreed with me. It was like, we're going to work on this. We're going to work on the run game. It was nothing fancy with the run calls. KJ wasn't involved. It was running the running backs. Offensive line, put a hat on somebody, go block somebody. And yes, I get the concern because you still should be able to do that against Kent State and have success, but they couldn't. Once they opened it up in the second half and KJ started running the ball, they did have some success. They were able to run the ball, and they got some yards. But it just looked like what you said. We know we're going to beat Kent State. We're here to work on some things, and that's what they did.
If they play the same way this week, they could get beaten at home. So hopefully, hopefully BYU's got their attention. I mean, it's a national name, traditionally a good school. So we'll see.
Nope. And I think it helps you're playing someone from a noted conference now.
Yeah, it does.
And I hope they're hearing the SEC talk. SEC is down after the terrible start for the SEC.
It's not looking real good.
No.
I mean, honestly, all the big games they've had, they've spit the bid in most of them.
I think they're 3-6 in non-conference games against Power 5 teams.
And I know you guys have talked about it. By the time I get here on Friday, you guys have usually worn this stuff out. But Alabama looked awful. I mean, they did not look like the Alabama we've become accustomed to seeing.
You're accustomed to seeing Alabama shut down teams at home and to give up 34 points.
It's not just that Milroe can't pass. We all knew that going into the season. Alabama's back four can't cover. Texas is running behind these guys all day. It was embarrassing. I hope Dan Enos is taking note of this and thinking maybe Tesla or Satania, we can slip these guys behind the safeties.
Armstrong? No, I think you got a point there. Let's take a couple calls. Savage joins us first. Savage, welcome into the zone.
What's up, fellas? You doing all right?
Savage.
Better now.
Hey. I got BYU winning this game.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about. Yeah, I got them winning 28-21.
Mm.
If they stay part of what they, Pigskin, you just said it. If they do what they've done the last two games, they'll lose this game.
Mm-hmm.
But what I call Enos is a more pro style, and Browse is a more hurry up RPO. Is it a tempo thing, Wes, with this team? Because with the new clock system, we need to speed this game up to get more points on the board. And Enos just walking the line, kind of methodical. I mean, is it going to work, Wes?
I don't think there was an issue week 1 with tempo.
I didn't have many complaints besides running the ball. Everything else looked fine week 1 to me.
Yeah. Well, and I think the tempo issue was really the defense's fault. They couldn't get Kent State off the field in the first half, and Kent State was the one milking the clock and slowing it down and just making it lethargic. But that's what they wanted, and it worked in the first half.
I hate this new rule. It's trying to speed the games up, not stopping the clock on first down. We only get 12 of these a year. We've been looking forward to this all year. And yeah, let's speed through this so we can have 30 more minutes of commercials. That's what I'm sick of.
Never in the past have I ever said that college football game was too long. Never. Now, I've said that about baseball. I've said it about other things, but I've never said.
I haven't either.
We got to shorten college football up. They've got a problem.
I have, because I'm here on Saturdays to UCA.
Well, you must have loved UCA's game on Saturday.
Yes, that was a good one.
We got out quickly.
I texted Chris Kane. I was like, is there any chance they shorten this in the second half? Because they were up like 28-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah,
like,
running clock.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. And they did.
They did. The talk was that they were going to have a running clock in the second half, but then they changed it. The coaches met before the game, and they shortened the third and fourth quarter to 10 minutes instead of 15.
That's embarrassing.
Well, it was a bad situation.
You don't have any business playing people like that. You just don't. I mean, I understand schedules get messed up, but I mean, look, you only get a few of these a year. And so, compare what they faced last week to what they're facing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing
night from day.
Ooh, I mean, I hate to say it's
one
not the worst.
One of the worst to the
college
one of the
football
best.
teams. Yeah. To one of the best in FCS.
That's right.
Yeah, they're ranked number 2, I believe, in the country. So yeah, it's I'm not.
I'll tune in for some of that.
Situation.
I wasn't going to tune in for any of last week's, so we'll see.
It was. I enjoyed doing the game, and it was fun for the first kind of couple of minutes, and then you realize how bad that team was, and they couldn't tackle, and they were small, and UCA was just running over them and through them, and just it was too easy.
I don't want to be rude, but I just can't imagine being on that team. I just can't. I would quit.
You're saying to yourself, I'm spending all of this time, all of these hours, and we're going to go out, and if these guys want to score 100 points on us, we can't stop them. That would be really depressing.
It would be, and not all of them were scholarship players either. They had limited scholarships.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and call Clint. We'll get him on here. Thanks to our friends at Motorsports Authority. Let's go to the Southern Structural Solutions text line. Says it could have been a lot worse. You could have been in Hot Springs. You're definitely correct. That's why I made the call. Look, a lot of times when we're on a remote, we've got other apps on our phone and ways of doing the show, and that's what I would have done. I was like, I'm 4 minutes away from the station. I'm making the call now. This isn't working. There's something wrong here.
Good call, by the way.
I
looked at the phone. He said, "Come to the station." I was pulling into the parking lot at Rebsman. I'm like, "Hey, station's pretty close, so we'll deal with it."
Well, I was looking at Faded Rose setting up their lunch while I was texting that to you, and I was like, "Man, I really want this Faded Rose."
I'll see you guys about noon. I've got a little errand to run down there. I'll bring you something back.
Well, please do, because I didn't pack a lunch today because I was going to eat Faded Rose.
We'll hook a brother up.
Clint Stoerner joins us now on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Play Clint.
Play action. Looking, pumps, goes down the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas! Oh, my!
Clint Stoerner is brought to you by Motorsports Authority.
Stoerner throws, caught. Emmanuel Quick with the tackle. Touchdown, Arkansas.
With 2 great locations and hundreds of vehicles to choose from.
Stoerner, very confident. Going down the middle. Hey, this Clint Stoerner, he's putting on a show.
Check them out or visit online at msastore.com.
Play fake. Stoerner steps out of trouble. Wow. To a wide open receiver. It's Cobb towards the end zone. Touchdown.
Clint, how you feeling?
Good, baby. I'm feeling good. It's game week, Friday before college football cranks up, man. And it's been a heck of a 2-week run. All 2-0. For some reason, people keep talking trash to Deion Sanders. I love it.
That happened during the show yesterday, and Christian, we never got to it. I wanted to. The news broke about it, but then Deion responded yesterday, and with his little team huddle. I thought that was awesome. I mean, Deion is going to play that no respect card, and his team is eating it up, and I think it's great.
Wes, look, I mean, here's the deal. People can disagree with some of the antics if you want, but the reality of it is if you listen to what Deion's saying, and I'm going to assume that he is so. Adamant within his message that he is legitimately, that's the way he's raising his team, so to speak. I don't know how anybody can dislike the message and dislike the ultimate goal that Deion Sanders is. He's top to bottom. He's a good football coach. He appears to be a good, second father for all of his football team kind of deal. It's hard to not like what he's doing. The antics, I get it. I understand. We live in 2023. Get ready because it's fixed to become the norm. But I tell you what, man, he has got them Colorado Buffaloes rocking and rolling, and college football has been on fire in large part due to what they've been able to accomplish the first 2 weeks.
And I don't know if you guys saw it this morning, but Dan Lanning has now talked about Deion in Colorado. I'm trying to remember what they won to affect this conference. I don't remember. I don't remember them winning anything, and they play next week. It's like, why do they keep doing this? They're giving him ammunition.
Yes. That was actually like at media days or maybe.
Oh, okay. It was a while back.
Well, he said that a while back, but they're gonna don't think he's not gonna drum that up.
Yeah, he keeps receipts. That's right.
The Matt Rule stuff. Remember, Matt Rule was one of us. Matt Rule and Dan Lanning. You're right. Those two guys had something to say about the transfer portal and about them getting a lot of hype. And boy, they expect them to be, at least at the very best 1-1 and having not upset TCU. And now here they are, the biggest story in college football. And if you don't think Deion Sanders immediately after this Colorado State game is over, I'm going to assume they're going to blow the doors off of them. They're going to be 3-0. And is Oregon next or is USC next?
Oregon's next, and then USC after them.
Wow.
Oh, he's going to have Dan Lanning's name all in his mouth in that post-game presser, man. It is beautiful.
What's your opinion on Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback?
That was the one thing with this. I knew Travis Hunter was going to be one of the best corners in America, whether he stayed at Jackson State or he came to Colorado. Wherever he went, he was going to be the dude.
Did you know he was going to be one of the best wide receivers in college football as well?
Crazy.
No, that's the other thing. Like the two things that have shocked me so far is, he's averaging, I think, 130 snaps a game or something like that. I don't care what his stats say. As long as he's doing that, he is going to be in the Heisman the Heisman conversation, right? But your question about Shedeur Sanders, that was my depth, because there's not like overwhelming arm strength and there's not overwhelming athletic ability, and so you watch and you go, well, does he look like the best athlete on the field because he's at Jackson State? Or is that going to translate to Power 5 football? And it's translated in a monster way. I think the only thing, I think I've seen the top quarterbacks, Drake May, Caleb Williams. I think I've seen most of the top quarterbacks in the country play. And I think the most convincing play style, the most convincing product that a quarterback is putting out there right now is Shedeur Sanders.
Wow.
Everybody's turned on by Caleb Williams because he does Pat Mahomes thing. But I'm not going to be the guy that goes out there and says Pat Mahomes thing is going to translate to the NFL for everybody. What Shedeur Sanders is doing is going to translate in a big, big way.
Clint Stoerner with us. Thanks to our friends at Motorsports Authority. Clint, let's get to Arkansas, BYU. What's the key for Arkansas in this? Is it as simple as running the ball, or can they do it and be effective offensively in other ways?
I think if they're not effective running the football against BYU, there's a good chance they lose the football game. That we talked about this last week, and I know Wes, you and everybody else gets tired of the first 2 weeks of the season. All I'm talking about is, man, you can't, you got to establish the run. It's all negative, and I look at Arkansas, and I'm not a fool. I don't sit here and say 10, 11 wins and they're going to win the national title and all that kind of jive. I believe year in, year out, Arkansas is an 8-win football team. That's my middle of the road, right? And so when I watch Arkansas, when I watch my team play, in the moment I'm emotionally in the game and I'm hooked on every damn play. But as I evaluate it, when I come to you guys and talk to you guys about it, I always come with the mindset of what does that right there look like against Auburn? What? Not Alabama, not Georgia. What does that look like? What's it going to look like in the swamp against an average to below average Florida team? What is that product going to look like? And what we've seen so far, Wes, we should be ashamed of ourselves. I remember having a conversation with you and Justin talking about 9 wins, 10 wins. I see this, and we not that we at the time we had plenty of reason to believe that. But right now, after watching 2 games, I'm not shaping my mouth to say 9 or 10 wins. So again, to your point, they've got to run the football and they've got to establish the run with KJ Jefferson. I don't want to hear no crap about Rocket Sanders. I love Rocket Sanders. He's clearly one of the best in the country. This is a University of Arkansas. They got we've heard for years now, 2-3 years now, stable of running backs. Man, Arkansas's got all these running backs. Hey, man, they've got to establish the run or they're going to be in trouble this weekend.
What's the problem? What do you see when they're trying to run the ball?
Well, here's the deal. We've got problems that we can all see when we're watching the game. The tackles are struggling, right? Whether it's running or throwing the football, the tackles are struggling. There's the O-line needs to come together. They need to get some guys healthy, yada, yada, yada. All that stuff you and I mean, hell, anybody that watches one football game can tell about the University of Arkansas. To me, the one thing that needs to change, and I've heard Sam Pittman speak about this, is Dan Enos has to go into this ball game with a clear mindset on what – I mean, look, watch last year's film. I mean, watch – and I'm not saying be Kendall Browse, so everybody relax. I know there's a lot of Kendall Browse haters out there. I'm not saying be Kendall Browse, but I'm saying KJ Jefferson needs to be a part of the run game just like that. So to answer your question specifically, I believe it's about Dan Enos. And if Dan Enos does it, and then we don't get it done, and then we can't establish the run early in the game, and we can't control the game versus the lesser opponent for 4 quarters, then we need to look to, well, Rocket was out, man. Well, the tackles are struggling. Then we can look to talent. Right now, I don't have enough film to watch to say, yeah, man, these guys just can't get it done. I think it's more schematically right now is the adjustment more than anything.
Can you make an excuse for them with the change of the offensive coordinator, the new style, the new scheme? All your offensive linemen are playing different positions too. You got 2 starters returning, but they're lining up in different spots. Is that an excuse?
I think it is an excuse. If they look, Wes, I read it again today. Sam Pittman talking about our plan the first 2 weeks was to not run him much. Like that can't. As long as that's going on, we can't talk about backup offensive line. I can't. I know I don't talk about him for 4 hours a day like y'all do. I do that with Texas down here, but I look at it, and I just until I see them try to like the run game's been bad. Like the running backs have struggled. No matter when Rocket was in there, it was bad. When AJ's in there, it's bad. It just hasn't been good versus lesser opponents, right? Until in the second half last week they started rolling. You could clearly see last week. In the second half, it was hey, to hell with everything we talked about in our coaches meeting. Establish this run with the big boy. Mm-hmm. It's just it's the world we live in football right now, and we're watching it at Arkansas with KJ. But a lot of people are dealing with it, even in the NFL. Is you go out and you pay these guys a bunch of money, you win a bunch of ball games with them, and then all of a sudden, when it comes cutting time, you expect them to be successful other ways, and you're trying to minimize the risk, right? Well, the reality of it is, in pro ball, in college ball, if you've got an athletic quarterback, and they are I'm not talking about the guy that just scampers around and scrambles and off script makes plays. I'm talking about the guy that the Dak Prescott back in the day downhill, right now KJ Jefferson, and you try and you don't lean into that identity constantly because you're trying to protect that quarterback. We've just got to get used to it. Hey, if you're an athletic quarterback and you're going to run the football downhill, there's added risk that comes with that. You better be 245. You better be built like a brick outhouse, and we hope we can make it through 12 games with them.
Does Slovis make you nervous at all? Do you think he could hurt Arkansas through the air?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter who it is. I mean, Arkansas secondary has done nothing this year to convince me that they're any different than what we saw last year. I know they had a lot of change at the top. I know hopefully some guys have grown up. I know they've got some transfers. But you watch like that first game against Western Carolina. There's 3 touchdowns. Let's be generous. Maybe they weren't touchdowns, or let's not be too generous. Maybe they weren't touchdowns. Maybe they were just chunk plays. But there's guys screaming wide open because the corner's running a basic cover 3 and he doesn't fold over the top of the seam route like that. And it's number 3 or what's the McLaurin kid? What's his number at 3?
2,
I mean,
right?
He changed his number on me. Yeah. But he I mean, that like you can't have that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah.
And it's because again against BYU, I mean I don't know a whole hell of a lot about BYU, but they're probably going to hit that, and I'm going to guess that the majority of the SEC teams you play, they're going to hit that, and you're going to be in trouble. So I don't know. That's the thing with me defensively is I just, as I said last week, Wes, the jury is still out for me on this defense, but I see I've unfortunately, and I'm uncomfortable with it. I've seen some of the same stuff that we've seen in the past. And then all of a sudden somebody comes back 2 plays later and makes a sack fumble or something. I understand that's football, but it shouldn't be that way consistently when you're playing Western Carolina. And so I'm sitting on pins and needles with this defense right now.
Clint Stoerner, Motorsports Authority on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Clint, let's move to the NFL. Cowboys have the Jets, and Zach Wilson's the quarterback for the Jets now. What do you think of Zach Wilson? Should the Jets stick with him, go out and try to find somebody? What do you think about that situation?
Well, you talk about another fascinating story. Now we're on to the story of the NFL, right? Once you get past Aaron Rodgers and the way the energy was sucked out of that building in the first drive when he went down, now you quickly move on to Zach Wilson. And look, I think some of the things that I read on social media from credible outlets, I think we were in an enormous, unbelievable pot stirring era of media. Some of the names that I saw thrown out there, we're talking about Caleb Williams. We're talking about Cam Newton. We're talking about Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan, Carson
Kaepernick
Wentz.
said he was available as well.
Chad Henne.
Yes. Here's the deal. Anybody that even shaped their mouth to say Kaepernick should be fined and suspended for a week from their job. If they're getting paid to talk shit.
Last time he played, Barack Obama was still in office.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. But all of that stuff aside, the best thing for them to do, you have one of 2 paths. You either go with Zach Wilson, which is what I would do. I believe that Zach Wilson, the last 6 months of his football career, of his football life, if that didn't change him for the better, whether you're talking about extreme adversity, the organization is saying, I don't care where we drafted you, we will bench you. The team may be turning on him, to Aaron spending a couple of months underneath Aaron Rodgers, and you watch Hard Knocks, you can see that is a very valuable relationship for him. To now you look and this team is absolutely stacked. Stacked. If Zach Wilson can't sit there and look at this team and go, man, I can Trent Dilfer this thing to a Super Bowl. I literally can be a Charlie check down and take what they give me to a 10th degree, and we'll have a chance to make a run at the Super Bowl. If all those things combined doesn't give us a better Zach Wilson than hell he's done in the league. So I would ride with Zach Wilson. That's the one path. The other path I think that I heard that I would at least flip stones. I would call Tom Brady, and I would see if he's interested, and I would go with Zach. If he is, I'd go with Zach Wilson until he's ready to play, and then if Zach's struggling a little bit, make that move. Or the other one was, and I don't know if they necessarily could do this or wanted to do this, but I heard somebody make the statement that they could make a play for Matthew Stafford out with the Rams, who obviously the Rams are tanking. Stafford's on his last leg anyway. I wouldn't be. I don't necessarily like those. I'm just saying those are would make football sense, for them to do something like that if they're really trying to win a Super Bowl. So it is fascinating, man. I'm telling you, He is. I'm Team MILF Hunter, guys. I mean, that's Zach Wilson for you, man. I'm riding with Zach Wilson.
After seeing what Dallas's defense did to a very athletic Daniel Jones, I fear for Zach Wilson's life this week. They may kill him.
Well, and that offensive line for the Jets is bad.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they struggled, but they should lean into the run and lean into their defense, and it should be a 13-13 ball game in overtime again. But we'll see. I mean, that's the thing about Dallas is are they really that? Two things about Dallas: is their defense really that good, or is New York that bad? And look, I think it's somewhere in the middle, but we'll find out. And then you look at their offense. That game was dominated. I mean, Dallas was so dominant. I don't know that we really saw. I mean, Dak was never in a position to be like, "Hey, man, you got to go make some plays, right?" And I think Dak and McCarthy are two in the same. I absolutely loved. I doubted heavily, Wes, as you know, but I absolutely loved what I saw relative to what the Cowboys did in the past. I think you can win Super Bowls. I think you can contend for Super Bowls consistently with Dak Prescott as your quarterback if that offense is going to look like that. Their approach coming out was, we're going to make it as simple as we can on our quarterback. And football, everybody makes football so difficult. It's not as difficult as everybody makes it. Pat Mahomes, he can do his. They win Super Bowls making it look. But there is something. There's serious value in. I'm going to protect my quarterback. I'm going to give him easy throws. I'm going to use my athletes. We're going to have high completion percentage. Not Charlie checkdowns. High completion percentage, throwing screens to Turpin and getting CeeDee Lamb involved, and just all those little things with Pollard. I mean, it's got the makings of being something that I could really fall in love with.
You just described the early 1970s Dolphins. That's exactly how they played.
Well, I was -7, but I'll take your word for it.
Clint, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Hey, you guys have a good one and go home.
We'll talk to Clint Stoerner Monday, thanks to our friends at Motorsports Authority. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number 1. I'll hit the Southern Solutions or Southern Structural Solutions text line, and we can take some phone calls at 661-1037. You're in the zone.
Jackalope Cycling is passionate about the Arkansas outdoors. To help you enjoy this beautiful state, Jackalope offers an array of bike rentals to get you on the trails.
What about fly fishing from a bicycle?
You can't do that, but Jackalope also offers fly rods, reels, waders, fly fishing accessories, outdoor and camping gear.
Yeah, it'll be tough riding a bicycle and waders.
But you can still enjoy the Arkansas outdoors with Jackalope Cycling in Russellville or jackalopecycling.com.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Do you own or operate Max, Volvos, Freightliners, Kenworths, Peterbilts, or international trucks? We can offer you the same dealership level computer diagnostics with highly trained and professional mechanics without dealership wait times and cost. Whether you're a municipality, fleet, or small business with one truck, come see why our customers have made us the highest rated independent repair shop in Arkansas. Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Take exit 7 on I-440 or call 568-2185.
In a world of inflated car payments and sky-high interest, Guadney Buick GMC next to Sam's in North Little Rock is taking their inventory to the nines. Call 501-945-4444. Get Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 V8 engine at just 0.9%. Plus, Guadney will double down with an additional $3,250 off when trading in a 2009 or newer vehicle. Guadney Buick GMC hasn't left out SUVs. Get 2023 GMC Terrain at just 1.9%. Or 2024 Buick Encore GX at just 2.9%. And if you haven't noticed, the holidays are coming. So why not get all the way to 2024 with no payments for the rest of the year? Guadney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. Guadney Buick GMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit.
Guadney for Buick, Guadney for GMC, Guadney for life. adding the price of ribeyes per pound, the potatoes, salad, drinks, then the charcoal.
What are you doing, Hope? And what's with the calculator?
Oh, hey, Courtney, trying to add up the cost of throwing a cookout.
Why would you go through all of that when you could just go to the butcher shop instead?
Wait, what? Now that's a great idea, because by the time I buy everything at the store, I could have just gone to the butcher shop instead and saved money.
Not to mention all that messy cleanup you won't have to do now. So for your next gathering, let the Butcher Shop Steakhouse do all the cooking on their huge charcoal grill.
Fresh off their summer lineup of convertible sports cars, for September, Saracen is giving away the king of luxury pickups, Toyota's new Tundra Capstone from Trotter Toyota. The Tundra Capstone is the ultimate in luxurious trucks, and it can be yours just for playing your favorite games at Saracen Casino Resort. Only 40 minutes from Little Rock, Saracen is Little Rock's closest place to play and win.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
It's Justin Acree for my friends down at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart, and something exciting is happening as the weather turns a little bit cooler. Fall Fest is upon us down at Max Prairie Wings. This is the time to head down or to go online. September 28th through October 1st. It's 4 days only. You can take advantage of tax-free savings on all the sale pricing, both in-store and online at maxpw.com. Guns, ammo, bows, waders, decoys, clothing, much, much more. And with a purchase of over $99, they're going to ship it to you for free. Max Prairie Wings Fall Fest is your one-stop shop for savings on all things outdoors. And as you also know, bow season is almost here. So deer hunters, head on down to Max Prairie Wings or go to maxpw.com and get everything you need. Bows, arrows, targets, accessories, everything to hit your mark. And again, with a purchase of $99 or more, they'll ship it right to your door. Max Prairie Wings. Take advantage of great fall pricing as well as tax-free savings at your one-stop shop in Stuttgart.
If you want sports and entertainment, then you've come to the right place. You're in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network.
Back at it, glad you're with us. Westmore, Christian Weaver, Acree Free Zone. Pigskin Preachers hanging out with us today. Later on, Tom Murphy will join us. Just got a note from David Adam Byrnes. They had to cancel tomorrow night's concert.
Is he still coming on or no?
No, he said he said he would. And I was like, well, let's just wait until
we can
the next concert you have. So
do our picks then.
Yeah, we can do our picks. We're gonna make some picks. Phillip Martin's coming in. So
wait a minute.
We're doing picks this weekend.
We get to pick games.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Acree Free Zone. Did you not hear what I said?
I told you why we quit doing picks, because we used to do them 20 years ago. But Justin finished last every year, and he got tired of losing. That's why he said, "Oh, these are bad radio." I'm like, "No, you're just tired of losing."
I think it's good radio. I think people.
I think it's great radio.
And if you give an example or give an explanation of why a team is going to win, they like that. And they also like to call in or text in on Monday and say, "You're wrong. You're an idiot."
Dudes like to debate. So last week I said Alabama wins easily over Texas. And immediately two guys, Pigskin's an idiot. Texas is going to win. Well, guess what? Those dudes were right, okay? And when you're right, you get bragging rights, okay? So I can live with that. That's good.
Well, you just addressed it. Steve on the Southern Structural Solutions was wanting us to remind you about your pick
I
last
remember,
week.
Steve. I do. But here's the problem. When I'm right, nobody ever brings that up.
No one cares when you're right.
They don't care when you're right. That's right. That's when Justin gets you to play that Curb Your Enthusiasm music, and we all know
Did
that.
you hear Monday?
No.
Oh, you missed it.
Was it on Monday?
Maybe we can play.
The audio quality was horrible for some reason. It sounds really bad.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This one from the 501. Wes, what do you see in the 2A top 10 matchup rivalry game between Desark and Carlisle? A lot of folks are saying Carlisle is down this year. What do you say, sir? I say throw out everything when it's a rivalry, because anything could happen. But Christian's from Desark. Desark beat Hazen. Hazen's got a good team. I'm leaning towards Desark.
Nice.
How's that? Make you feel good?
I like it.
Okay.
I was just out in that neck of the woods yesterday, and Altimer and Wabaseka and England and Keogh and Sherrill and all those great farming communities.
What are you doing out there?
We got a guy at church that has a farm. We were out there watching him harvest rice, which is one of the coolest things ever. It really is. It was great.
It's like
a giant lawnmower and they're mowing the top of the grass, except the top of the grass is rice. So it was pretty awesome.
It's like you're reading the Southern Structural Solutions text line because they wanted me to ask you about your farming experience yesterday.
It was great. Those guys that are farmers are geniuses. They can do anything mechanically. They can fix this. They can troubleshoot that. They just know how to do. I'm interested in people that know how to do stuff because I don't know how to do anything. I know stuff, but I can't do anything. These guys know all kinds of stuff, and they're really, really hardworking. So it's great.
Cattleman wants to know what happened last night with the Pottsville Hall game. I was watching on KARZ, got up to get a drink, turned around, and it was over. Didn't catch what went on. What happened was about 7 minutes left in the game, things got chippy. A couple personal fouls. There was a lot of trash talking. And the officials, I think they made the right call. Pottsville had the game in hand. They were up 30 to 12, I believe. And they called it off. They just said, that's it. We're not, and I think they possibly prevented something from happening. So I give them credit.
It was getting ugly out there.
Yeah. I mean, and look, nothing ever happened to where, as far as I know, the police didn't have to be called. There wasn't a melee or anything like that we've seen on, that's gone viral. I think they prevented something from happening, or at least could have happened. So they made the call and called the game off with about 7 minutes to go. Pigskin Steve did write back and said he does like your taste in music.
That's good to know.
So it's not all bad.
I was listening to some music coming back from a flight the other day, and I thought, I got some great new bumper music for Christian.
What was it, real quick?
We got to get together. Muse.
Okay.
A lot of really cool Muse stuff. Yeah.
Muse. All right, we got to take a break. Tom Murphy's up next. Stick around. You're in the zone.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call, you'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
We're back with Wild Bill at Motorsports Authority. Great selection here on the lot, but what about my trade-in, Wild Bill?
We'll trade for just about anything as long as you don't have to feed it. We'll put top dollar in that trade. I'm getting country fried crazy during this sale right now, and I'll tell you what, folks, it's a lot of fun to do business with us. So if you're wanting top dollar for your trade, you need to come see us.
You can check out the complete selection online at msastore.com. Better yet, come see us in Russellville on East Main, in Hot Springs on Central. You better get down here to Motorsports Authority.
Touchdown!
Listen for birthday trivia in the zone, brought to you by Elia's Mexican Grill. Headed to the hill, take exit 108 from either direction for award-winning Mexican food made fresh every day. Elia's in Morrilton.
We aren't just a bunch of guys having fun. Just one has exceptional hair.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
A new healthcare clinic is opening at Arkansas Baptist College in Little Rock. It's part of the Jefferson Comprehensive Care System, and it's celebrating with a grand opening and ribbon cutting this morning at 11. Arkansas Baptist College Community Health Center will offer healthcare services to students, faculty, and the community. This will be the 8th clinic operated by JCCSI in Jefferson and Pulaski counties. Pulaski County will be hosting a job fair later this month. Several county departments will gather on Wednesday, September 27th from 11 that morning until 2 in the afternoon at the Pulaski County Regional Center. That's at 501 West Markham. The county promises to offer competitive pay, health insurance, personal time off, and sick leave, among other benefits. Anyone looking to apply will need to pass a background check and drug and alcohol screenings. For more news and weather, download our free KATV News and Weather apps. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Game day starts with the Mud Connection Hog Wild pregame show with Trey Shapp and David Basil. Brought to you in part by Bud Light and the Holiday Inn Express and Suites off Weddington and Fayetteville.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
A little more sunshine today and a little bit warmer with partly cloudy skies. We'll see a high around 86 this afternoon, and tonight's low drops down to 62. Upper 80s expected over the weekend, mostly dry and sunny. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for two for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
The Ford President's Award is given to dealerships that offer outstanding customer service. Mark McClarty Ford has won it 3 years in a row. Every day, the team works overtime, so your customer experience is legendary. Right now, get the brand new Ford Edge for just $29,997 and take a whopping $8,000 off brand new Ford F-150s. Better prices, even better customer service. Visit Mark McClarty Ford today, off Highway 67 and at markmclartyford.com.
Brandon Moving and Storage has served Central Arkansas since 1965 and continues to provide professional service, local reliability, and community investment. We provide residential and commercial moves, local, national, and international service, commercial warehousing and distribution, unpacking services, and custom packing and crating. Let Central Arkansas's trusted Beacons agent help you with your next move. Brandon Moving and Storage. You make a move, we make it easy.
Football fans, tailgate season is here, which means it's time to score touchdowns and savings for your vehicle. At All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, we offer incredible deals and service like your daddy used to get, with the financing options that fit your budget. With our team by your side, you'll get MVP service along with the traction and confidence you need to stay on the road. Visit us online today at allabouttireandbrake.com. All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ALL to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ALL to 42424. That's ALL to 42424. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
It's Justin Aker reminding you that CertaPro Painters is here to help you as we transition from summer into fall. And if you're thinking about doing something to the outside of your home, maybe it's long overdue, CertaPro Painters is here to help. Have them come over, give you an estimate, and they can help walk you through the process of what it'll take to get it done. They can help you out with the color selection and everything else you need to get the job done right. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. For your home, for your business, get your place looking right with the help of my friends at CertaPro Painters.
Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville is going beyond the competition to change your current vehicle situation with Gwatney's exclusive loan and lease termination program.
I need your current payment, your keys, and your signature.
Call 501-982-2102 and say hasta la vista to your current ride and payment with the help of Gwatney's loan and lease termination program, regardless of your current financial situation.
I swear I will approve everyone.
Rates as low as 0% on new Chevrolets. Trade now and terminate your payments until 2024.
Get to Gwatney now!
The loan and lease termination program is this month only at Gwatney Chevrolet, 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville. Call 501-982-2102. GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Find new roads. All offers with approved credit. All voices are impersonators, but Gwatney's the real thing.
Shop Gwatney Chevrolet once, and you'll be back.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up open lights. He just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know. But no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, but a picture connects.
Yeah, I think we all of us want to do well for our brand, for our logo, for the SEC logo. And this is, make no mistake, this is a huge game for us. I'm sure it is for BYU. But being on national TV and a night game at home, you have a different vibe. I'm sure you've been to practice. I'm sure you feel the vibe that's different. And these are what guys come to Arkansas for. But, yeah, we need to represent our brand and the SEC, and certainly that's part of it and on our mind as well.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Big O Tires, with locations in Conway on Harkrider and in Cabot on Prospect Court. Big O Tires offers an endless selection of wheel and tire combinations. Big O Tires, they have everything you need to fit your budget and style.
You know, one of the question marks, there were several in the preseason, but one was linebackers. You're losing Bumper Pool and you're losing Drew Sanders. I tell you what, the linebackers have been really good after 2 games. You look at the 2 transfers that came in. They hit on those 2 guys. And I had a good feeling because they were playing major college football. They had experience. They played a lot of snaps, made a lot of tackles, and then you throw in Chris Pupal. And don't forget about our guy, Brad Spence.
We have 2 pick sixes this year.
2
Both
pick
of them are
sixes
from
linebackers. How about that? Here's Coach on the linebackers.
Yeah, I like them both. And to be honest with you, you could add Max Tooley in that too. I love Max Tooley. I think he's a hard playing son of a gun. Seems like a leader on his team. But Bywater, number 2, he's certainly played well. Their whole defense has in the first 2 games. But you know, having guys that's played a lot of ball there, and you know the 10 is from a transfer from Utah State. They played a lot of football. So. You know, they're an older group of guys anyway, so they're, you know, mature and smart. They're always in the right gaps. But you hit it. Those 3 guys are definitely, in my opinion, the leaders of their football team.
And my apologies, I misread your notes, Christian. That was Coach Pittman on the BYU linebackers, not the Razorback linebackers.
Well,
so
it does say linebackers and BYU, so I assumed it would be our linebackers and then BYU.
Yeah, well. Apparently both teams has some good linebackers that have transferred in with a lot of experience and played a lot of snaps and made a lot of tackles. So linebackers should be fun to watch.
They actually
Saturday.
knew names. I just figured they'd say, well, they got this big Mormon guy. He's pretty good, you know, and like that other Mormon guy they had that was also good.
Let's see, Coach Pittman. Let's get him talking about the BYU offense, because that is one of the question marks for both teams. How good is their offense after the competition they've played?
Offensively, they have changed a little bit. They're more of a stretch team, an outside zone team. They do run a counter extra where they're pulling 2 and have a lead blocker. That's one of their favorite plays. Run a little bit of inside zone, drop back passing with the quarterback they have. Their strength to me is their 2 tackles and their wide receiver group on offense. Defensively, they got a brand new coordinator from Weber State. And they are multiple and a fire zone team. In other words, they're bringing 2 to a side, dropping the end.
The reason that took me so long to play was that was also weirdly labeled, and I relabeled it. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about here.
Well, you got it right. We got that one right. Let's bring in Tom Murphy. He's on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Tom, welcome in. How are you doing?
And I'm doing great. It's a lovely day, and I think the weather's going to hold up, make it a good weekend for us.
I think this is such an interesting matchup. I think both teams are pretty good, but we don't know because of the teams that they've played and what we've seen. What's your feel for the game?
I have the exact same take that BYU's, Arkansas fans are fretting about their run game, but BYU's has been even more pedestrian. They passed it pretty well, but, they didn't exactly blow out Sam Houston State in week 1. They did get a shutout. And, for Arkansas, there's still so many unanswered questions. It's interesting that in the years under Sam Pittman, you've had a decent feel for how they would be, 2 games in. For instance, in 2021, they blow out Texas in week 2, and you're like, hey, this is going to be a solid team. But because there's so many still maybe unknown, and I think they've held a few things back offensively.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I was just thinking about this. We saw a lot of screens, bubbles for Isaiah Satania, and I'm not sure they've run one. So that's probably going to be either this week or next week, something they unleash that teams haven't seen really on tape. I mean, I know there was one for Jaden Wilson that he got outside, but on the first touchdown of the year. But I just feel like there's things that they haven't shown quite yet, but maybe not so much in the run game because they've been trying different things. So solving what has ailed them in the running game, to me, is one of the biggest facets of this game Arkansas has got to work on.
Yeah, I thought last week the run game, especially in the first half, it was I hate to say vanilla, but it was just there wasn't the threat of the pass. It was pretty, run on first down, and they ran on second down, then throw on third. And there was just not a whole. They were there to work on something. It seemed like to me in the first half, and it was to work on the running game. Second half, they were like, okay, we're going to open it up. We're going to run KJ. We're going to throw it a little bit more, and it seemed to just the flow seemed different in the second half.
Yeah, it did. They had trouble converting the third downs in the first half. I mean, KJ was a little off. I mean, you think about the 3rd and 10 throw that went through Jaden Wilson's hands, it was just a little high. I mean, yeah, he should have made a catch, but it was a little high. A couple of his other deep throws were just off the mark some. And when that's the case, they've got to make their ground in some other way, and they were struggling to do that in the first half. But to me, Sam Pittman talked about the fits, and he went into some detail on his radio show this week and then with us, where the offensive lineman is blocking. Is he blocking the defender's inside shoulder, outside shoulder? Where do you match up your fits for the double team, and where your running back lanes are expected to be? These are things that they really need to get sorted out. I expect they'll keep getting better at them because we saw Dan Enos' team in 2015 get off to a little bit of a slow start his first season as offensive coordinator. And by the end of the year, they were a phenomenal offense, one of the best offenses Arkansas has ever had. So I do think things will improve, but, you can't get over the fact that you've got 2 brand new starting offensive tackles, only one guy in the same spot, and then just a whole new system.
Tom, is there a chance they can move some guys around on that offensive line to become better? We all week we've had suggestions, move Kudus into right guard, put somebody at right tackle. Is there any kind of experimentation they could do?
Well, they did a lot of that in camp. I mean, you've seen Emarion Harris at guard and tackle, and you've seen Crawford at guard and tackle. But if you look on the Pro Football Focus, the 2 linemen with the lowest grade have been Crawford and then Andrew Chamblee at left tackle. And even though Chamblee's a local kid, he did really well in camp when Devin Manuel went down. He's still just a redshirt freshman. And so I don't know if there's a whole lot more moving they could do. They just have guys who can be inside and outside, and we haven't seen them do it so far in the season. But they feel like Kudus is their guy at right tackle. Now, could you move him to left tackle? I don't know. We haven't seen that. So you got to trust what Cody Kennedy and Sam Pittman, who says, I've been an offensive line coach for 30 years. I know what I'm doing, are going to kind of lead them toward better days on the run game.
Tom Murphy with us on the Brandon Moving and Storage Hotline. Tom, defensively, I've been pleased. We had Clint on a couple minutes ago, and he's seen a couple plays, some plays where the DBs were getting beat or trailing, and, maybe the quarterback didn't make the pass, and so he's concerned about the secondary once again when they play a team with, a better quarterback and better receivers. What's your feel on the defense?
Yeah, if you start breaking it down on where do you have more questions, what's the number of questions you have, offense, defense? There's a lot more on offense. Last week the linebackers were losing their responsibility on the tight end on dragging. And I want to say Kent probably threw 3 completions to the tight end that were pretty wide open. The go ball for Trell Harris versus Keon Stewart, that's just a man-to-man deal, and the dude ran a good route. And so you can't fault that other than, just needing to be in better position, even though it was close. But otherwise, one of my biggest critiques that you heard over and over in the summer and in camp was the coverage of their safety. And they haven't been super tested on those guys having to cover. Snacks Johnson in the nickel spot as well. So those still kind of remain to be seen. But I think, they missed a few tackles last week, mostly at linebacker. But otherwise, they've tackled pretty well. Al Walcott, Hudson Clark, Jaden Johnson have been pretty solid at safety. And by the way, quick shout out to Simeon Blair. Had a good game for Memphis last night. And if he was back for Arkansas, you'd have yet another safety who'd be contributing. But when you haven't heard Jaheim Singletary's name a lot, I know he gave up a big pass in week 1, but you didn't hear his name a lot. That means he's doing his job covering. And so on the other side, if you could get Dwight McLaughlin back, then you got Keon Stewart as a guy who held up pretty well, who's your third cornerback. So, yeah, and I think the rotation up front on defense has been really solid. They got better production from Jeff Coate and some others last week, and I like that they rotate guys in. And that goal line stand to me was indicative of a team that there was a lot of pride at stake there.
How about Nudie? What did you see out of him at practice this week?
Yeah, he looked like he was pushing off okay on his foot. And I don't know what the average turf toe rehabilitation time is, but they'll probably give him another go this week. And if it's hurting him, get him off the foot and get another week of rehab and rest before they go down to LSU, because he'll want to be 100% for that game.
How about Rocket? What are you seeing out of him? I guess he's on the sidelines working out.
Yeah, he has been. And I mean, it's just, obviously it appears that it's not like a ligament tear or anything like that. At first I heard maybe a meniscus thing, but I don't know. I mean, a little bit of swelling. So does he have a strained ligament? What's going on? But the way Sam Pittman talks is next week would be, they think the absolute last, but they might not have him. And he also could be ready for next week. So you got to hope for the best. Rocket is a great kid. Just been a big plus for this program. And obviously your depth at tailback is stronger when you have him, even though it's a strong position.
Yeah, and I guess I've seen it reported. He's at practice. He's there. And it's not like he's missing or he's just not going through practice. He's doing work with the trainers.
Yeah, that's correct. We've seen him on the sideline at all the practices last week and this week. He was not on the sideline at the game, and the word was, why stand up on that knee for a whole game? So I'm not sure exactly where Rocket was, but, I don't think he's a kid you have to worry about, bailing on the team or anything like that. He's a good team player, and I expect him to be very, very close to being back in game shape for LSU, and if not, hopefully A.
What's the biggest key for you Saturday? What's Arkansas have to do?
I think stay on the field better. And so a lot of components to that. Run the ball better, convert on third down. You think about some of the missed passes on third down, just the ball through Jaden Wilson's hands and things like that. So if you're a little bit stronger there, you stay on the field longer. And I think that's the key to a victory for them, is to be a more offensively efficient team.
Tom, thank you. It was good catching up with you. We'll talk to you next Friday. Have a good weekend.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend, everyone.
It's Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, WholeHogSports.com. I'll look up and we got a full call board. Let's work through some of these calls, get some people in before we hit the break. Jake's up first. He's been hanging the longest. Jake, welcome into the zone.
Hey, good morning still, I guess, guys.
Sure.
Hey, I'm of the opinion that this week you're going to see significant strides in the Razorback program. And there are several reasons for it, but I called Randy last night. My prediction for this game, and I'm not trying to be a homer here. I'm looking at it, and it's what I see. I say Arkansas 44, BYU 27, and Cam Little's going to show off that leg 3 times. So that's 5 touchdowns and 3 field goals. But I say that because at some point they got to click, and if everybody's crowding the box, a play action will work just as well. Even if we're not running it, if we're crowding the box expecting to run, a play action will work just as well. And Dan Enos runs play action plays very, very well. KJ's got the arm for it. We've got the talent for it. I think we clicked this week, and I think a lot of the doubters are going to come back next week and be like, I know we have the talent. We just hadn't put it all together yet. I think we start to see that this week. So I'd like to hear you guys' comments on that. And as always, love the show. Go Hogs.
Thanks, Jake. For play action to work, you got to be able to run the ball, though. If you're ineffective running the ball, the linebackers aren't in safeties aren't all of a sudden firing off towards the line of scrimmage because there's no threat. And so they're hanging out, and that play action pass doesn't work as well. If you can run the ball a little bit, all of a sudden, yes, you're exactly right. And that's why you always hear you got to establish the run. And that's one of the first things Clint said. You have to establish the run.
He said if they don't run the ball tomorrow, they're in trouble. So
let's go to JW. JW, welcome into the zone. What's up?
And I'm glad y'all are on this subject because I have a problem with your analogy. The NFL comes out slinging the ball on first down, on kickoff, right when they get the ball. I don't want to hear the excuse you got to run the ball first to set up. Look, we didn't run the ball very good the first time we played Western Carolina, and we threw the ball. I don't understand this stuff. We've got it. Even Coach Kelly, I believe he said that.
No, you're exactly right.
I don't understand this. What does it matter? The object is to move the ball towards the end of the goal. What does it matter how you get there? If you're successful throwing the ball, it will open up the running game.
I agree with that.
KJ when he ran.
Yeah.
It's
So
vice
I
versa.
do not understand. We have to get this in our mind. We have to run the ball first or we're unsuccessful. I don't buy that crap. Look at PA. They slung it. Look at the NFL. They sling it on first down. They don't just stick to the run game. So this idea of I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't. It's in my second. I got another question. Now I had to listen to you on that, so I got to get off here. I'm trying to sneak this in from my wife. Makes me do more chores. Is it more of the running? What percentage? I heard Pittman say what percentage of the running back didn't hit the holes versus the linemen are bad. I hear linemen. Let's give some responsibility to these running backs bopping out like Rashad Bervinian, popping in outside and not following his block. Let's give equal problem in here. I'm not saying the line is not the problem, but I'm saying there was 7 times that I've watched on that went back and replayed, and then after Pittman said that, because I didn't see the running backs. And they did 7 times. They missed the wrong hole. Now, isn't that the running back's fault, Coach?
Yes.
Why is this all put on the offensive line? And I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Let me start there because Monday, Coach Pittman, and we played it, and he did say that. He said it's not all offensive line. He said there were a couple, and he pointed out 2 different occasions, 2 of your 7 that you saw, where they had it blocked, and the running back kept bouncing it outside. And he said they've got to hit the hole. We had it blocked. They just didn't hit the right hole. And then he also called out the tight ends and he called out the wide receivers. And he said it's not all on the offensive line. And the reasoning he had behind it was he feels like it's because they're still learning. They're still learning this new offense, the new system from Enos, and they don't feel confident, and talking about the running backs, that the hole is going to be there. And he was saying it's time and it's repetitions. I think that is why they kept running it over and over and over and over, trying to get those repetitions against Kent State. And I agree with you. I was the one who asked Coach Kelly, is this a team that may need to throw the ball to set up the run instead of vice versa? And he agreed with me. He said, yes, because you look what they did against Western Carolina. They can throw the ball. KJ can throw the ball. Looks like they have some good wide receivers. This may be a team that needs to throw it a little bit more.
If you're playing teams that are determined to stop the run and they're putting 7, 8, 9 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, throw it over their heads. That will stretch them out. That will give you some alleys to run in. But if you're making them bunch it in and they know you're not going to throw it, it's going to make it much more difficult to run it.
And it works both ways. If you run the ball, it makes it easier to pass it. If you pass it, it makes it easier to run it.
Exactly.
And at some point this year, you're going to need to run the ball. At some point, you're going to have to
goal line situations. You know, we've always heard how hard it is to throw when you get inside the 10-yard line. You've got to be able to power it in, and that was one of the issues they had last year. That in goal line situations, they weren't good, even though you got a 245-pound quarterback. They struggled inside the red zone.
Use that Philly special.
But you know, this year they've been much better.
For Michigan against TCU.
You think of Arkansas, how many field goals have they kicked?
None.
That's because they've been scoring touchdowns and they get in the red zone. They've been perfect inside the red zone. So that is one of the positives.
Keep
when you
that
get
up.
down there, they have been able to run the ball. And now it's taken a couple plays, but they've always found a way to get into the end zone so far. Brad's in Searcy. Brad, welcome into the zone.
Hey, good talking so far. A lot of insight. What are the chances of him using these two teams that he just played as a working game? You know what I mean? To kind of figure out what they're going to do and all that. Because I mean, we played a couple of teams when I was in school, and Dad always said, you know, they're not the best teams in the world, but they're going to get us ready.
Well, we know for a fact week 1 against Western Carolina, they quit throwing it so that they could work on the run. Coach Pittman told us that in the press conference. He said we could have thrown it every single play and had success because of the way they were playing us, but we wanted to get some of the running game in there.
You want to work on certain things. You got that under control. You want to work on something else.
I did not hear him say that after Kent State, but in my opinion, I think they were stubborn and kept running it because they felt like, you know, we're gonna win this game. We're okay.
It's gonna open up eventually.
Yes, they were working on some things.
That brings me to my next question. What the difference in the backs and like I told my friend up here, we're loaded and that's awesome. But different backs have different styles, as y'all well know. But is it the fact that they're just not seasoned enough like Rocket to see that hole or wait long enough for the hole to develop?
I think it's more B, wait long enough for the hole to develop. Because A.J. Green's a good running back. We saw him in the Liberty Bowl rush for 100 yards.
They're both excellent. And when he pancaked that defensive lineman, Johnson, holy moly, But the fact is that, they just have to hesitate just a second. You know, they say hit the hole, all that good stuff. But sometimes you got to just wait just a second, and you'll just watch that hole just open up like the Red Sea.
It's just growing pains.
That's all I got, brother.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Growing pains of a new offensive. I mean, we saw it in 2015 when Danny first came here. Those first few games, the offense didn't look amazing, and then towards the end of the season, they were putting up, 50 points.
Yeah. Well, we don't have patience anymore.
Yeah.
We want it now.
Patience is gone in the world.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm a very patient person, and I think that irritates people sometimes, like my wife.
You were optimistic about Chad Morris heading into the final year.
I was. I thought he was recruiting so well that he was going to the talent would win out. Talent did not. Let's take one more. DK is in the Rock. DK, oh come on, DK, you can't do that to me. You weren't holding that long.
Really wasn't. You want to do picks on the other side?
We can do picks when we come back.
Pick them up.
Big O Tires, they've always got great deals. Big O Tires right now, $100 off select set of tires. Excuse me. If you're in the market for a new tire or a set of tires, I would highly encourage you to check out Big O Tires. Great selection of tires, all the name brand tires, plus they have the Big O tire. And remember, they do more than just tires. If there's something wrong with your car, you need new brakes or alignment, they do a lot of other things besides just tires. Give Big O Tires a chance. 2 locations, Cabot and Conway. In Conway, they're on Harkrider. In Cabot, it's Prospect Court right in front of Kroger. Big O Tires, the team we trust.
She had a guitar and she taught him some chords. The sky was the limit.
Listen for Coach Kevin Kelly Wednesdays during the Zone, presented by the Little Rock Athletic Club. An all-indoor pickleball facility coming soon to Little Rock Athletic Club, online at lrac.com.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas will host BYU tomorrow for their second ever meeting between the two teams. The first, of course, was last year when Arkansas won 52-35. Kickoff is set for 6:30. Coverage will start on the Buzz at 2:30 with the Hog Wild pregame show brought to you by Mud Connections. Stay tuned afterwards for the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Arkansas State will host Stony Brook. Kickoff for that game is set for 6. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. Arkansas Pine Bluff will host Miles College at 4. And UCA will face a tall task as they travel to Fargo, North Dakota to take on the North Dakota State Bison. Kickoff is set for 2:30. Coverage can be heard on the Point 94.1 starting at 1:30. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Fresh off their summer lineup of convertible sports cars, for September, Saracen is giving away the king of luxury pickups, Toyota's new Tundra Capstone from Trotter Toyota. The Tundra Capstone is the ultimate in luxurious trucks, and it can be yours just for playing your favorite games at Saracen Casino Resort. Only 40 minutes from Little Rock, Saracen is Little Rock's closest place to play and win.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Adding the price of ribeyes per pound, the potatoes, salad, drinks, then the charcoal.
What are you doing, Hope? And what's with the calculator?
Oh, hey, Courtney, trying to add up the cost of throwing a cookout.
Why would you go through all of that when you could just go to the butcher shop instead?
Wait, what? Now, that's a great idea, because by the time I buy everything at the store, I could have just gone to the butcher shop instead and saved money.
Not to mention all that messy cleanup you won't have to do now. So for your next gathering, let the Butcher Shop Steakhouse do all the cooking on their huge charcoal grill.
Football fans, tailgate season is here, which means it's time to score touchdowns and savings for your vehicle. At All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, we offer incredible deals and service like your daddy used to get, with the financing options that fit your budget. With our team by your side, you'll get MVP service along with the traction and confidence you need to stay on the road. Visit us online today at allabouttireandbrake.com. All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros. Love the drive.
It's Justin Acree for Gwatney Chevrolet out in Jacksonville, and they want to be your car dealer of choice, as they have been for so many, all the way back to 1957. Deals galore, selection absolutely, and you're going to have a great buying experience too, which is really what it's all about. You can buy a car from a lot of different places. Why not go to the place that's going to treat you the best? That's Gwatney Chevrolet. How about up to $9,000 off Silverado? Yes, crazy rebates happening, and I love the fact you can delay your payments up to 120 days, so you don't even have to make a payment in 2023. Drive that car in September, October, November, December. Start making payments in 2024. That's the deal going right now at Gwatney Chevrolet, and incredible rates as well. They have it down at 1.9%. Also, if you're in the market for a used car, you can find the entire selection at their website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. But if you head out to the lot, you'll see some great options on site, and they've got payments starting at $199 a month, and sales tax paid is also part of the deal on all used cars under $10,000. So whether you're looking for a new vehicle, maybe something a little bit larger like a truck or SUV, or a smaller car or a pre-owned vehicle, Gwatney's your spot. And right now, big savings, great financing, more for your trade, and always a great buying experience. You know where. Jacksonville, Arkansas, the Gregory Street exit. Look for the big, beautiful American flag and go see our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. If you're looking for sports and entertainment, then look no further. You're in the zone with Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
Free zone. Boss is gone, so we're going to do what we want to do. He doesn't like making picks. We do.
Yes,
so
we
guess
do.
what? We're going to make some picks.
Pick them up.
All right. I have not picked these ahead of time, so we'll all be doing it at the same time. First up, we're going to start in college, and it's a terrible, terrible college football weekend. Not many games that look like there's really that much of a question in it. Most ranked teams should win.
That's why game day is at Colorado State. Because there's nothing there really.
So
there's not a lot of great games. Michigan State could have been a good game, but it's just with everything that's going on there.
I say Washington kills them.
I think
they probably did.
I agree. Yeah.
So in college, we're going to predict Arkansas versus BYU. What's your score? Start with Wes.
All right. I've pretty much have danced around it all week, and I'm going to stay with it. I think it's a lower scoring game. I think it goes under the over-under total at the casinos. I like Arkansas. I think they're going to finally kick a field goal. Give me 24-14.
All right.
I'm going to stick with the original. When the line came out, it was Vegas had Arkansas by 10. I'm going to stick with that spread of 10.
I got Arkansas 31, Brigham Young 27.
Close one.
Yes.
Yeah, I had something similar to that. I'm going to go 31-17 Arkansas. We all think that Cam Little's finally going to get a field goal.
Finally.
Bless his heart.
And our other game, Tennessee and Florida. What's your score prediction for that one?
That's a tough one because I don't trust Joe Milton as far as I can throw him.
He's a big guy.
Which is not as far as he can throw a football, which is over those mountains. Like he's the Uncle Rico of college football. But Florida's awful.
They are.
So I think Tennessee wins 30-25.
All right.
I think Tennessee finally ends the drought there at the Swamp. They're going to get it done.
What's it been, like 30 years?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Tennessee 38. I like Milton more than you do, and maybe you still hold something against him from his Michigan days.
I hold tremendous things against him from his time at Michigan.
He was a young kid then.
He was, and he seems to have grown up.
He's grown up.
I think that's fair.
And he's improved.
He's so inaccurate, though. He airmails receivers.
Did you say 31-28?
38-21.
38-21. That's a blowout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like Florida at all. I may be giving them too many points, to be honest with you.
Does Napier get a third year?
I don't know.
Not if it keeps going like this.
I don't know.
He's turning into the Chad Morris of Florida.
You know, the other day I gave him a jock strap because Chad Morris was trending. And I was like, why is Chad Morris trending? It was because everybody was comparing Napier to Chad Morris. Exactly what you said. It was comment after comment of Napier being the Chad Morris of the Florida Gators.
That's going to be a hard thing to overcome for that man.
So I'm going to go 45-17. Tennessee's going to blow them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I also do like Joe Milton more than Pigskin. His arm intrigues me. It's fun to watch a guy that can
he could throw a football through a brick wall. He'd probably overthrow the brick wall, but there's that.
And now we're going to move on to the NFL. We got 7 games to pick here. We're going to start with an AFC East battle, Dolphins versus Patriots.
Ooh, that's a good game because the Dolphins show they had the best offense, at least in week 1. And I do think they have a great offense. When you have those kind of weapons, speed all over the field, they have to be the fastest team
Waddle
in the NFL.
Hill, you got Mostert back at back.
Yes, I mean, it is all over the field on offense. That's so difficult for a defense to defend all that speed. And look, the Chargers, I mean, gave up 40 plus against the Dolphins. And the Chargers don't have a bad defense. The Patriots have a really good defense. And Belichick, this is a division game. They know each other well. I don't think they put up the 40-something points. I don't know. I think this is in the 20s for the Dolphins. Yeah, I'm going to go, but I don't like Mac that much as a quarterback. I think Miami wins this game. They're back home, right? This is home. This is at Miami.
I'll have to pull that up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because they were on the road last week. Surely the NFL wouldn't stick them on the road 2 straight weeks.
My only question with Miami is, can Tua stay healthy?
No, it's on the road.
You're kidding me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
This is Sunday Night Football.
Okay. All right. I'll stick with the initial. Let's go 27-17. 17.
24-20 Dolphins.
All right. I'm just gonna go 28-14.
We all like Miami.
Yep. We all do like Miami. Too much offensive firepower. I think they can just outscore.
I do love how they're looking at Hunter Henry a lot for the Patriots. I picked him up. I meant to draft him in my fantasy league because Coach Kelly and Justin even saw him practice. He was leading the team in receptions in practice, in the fall camp. But they were really targeting him, and they went after it, and they did in the first game. And so anyway, I meant to draft him. I forgot. He went undrafted, and so I picked him up on the waiver wire.
Belichick always likes a good tight end up there.
Yeah.
They've had a few.
You know why they're targeting him so much?
Because the receivers are bad.
Stink.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they had a receiver that had 2 touchdowns. Was it Bourne?
Yeah, I think it was Bourne.
Yeah,
the Bourne Identity.
Yes, good movies, even though Justin hates them. Chiefs versus Jags is our next one. This is at Jags.
This is a great
Chiefs
game.
coming off a
We know if
rather
Kelsey's coming back?
disappointing defeat.
I'm assuming
I
he
think
is.
he would because
he wanted to play.
questionable first week.
It was a hyperextended knee. He should be fine.
I mean, they do have a history of their players getting over injuries miraculously fast. So
They don't want to start 0-2. This is a big game for them.
Huge.
And having said
And
that,
they got their defensive lineman back, settled the contract.
I like Jacksonville in this for no reason. They're at home.
They are at home.
I think they win. A lot of
I
confidence.
saw a stat, and this was happening last year, and it happened in the first week. Home field advantage isn't happening in the NFL.
Really?
Yes. It was like 60% of the road teams won last week.
That's nuts.
And it happened last year. I'm going with Kansas City. I don't think they can start 0-2.
Yeah.
That Kelsey back, Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Chris Jones, yeah,
the defensive lineman settled his contract. They're back full force. Mahomes gets it done. They're a better team than Jacksonville. Kansas City wins this game. I think it's a high-scoring game. I'll give Kansas City. NFL teams are starting slow. Kansas City 31, Jacksonville 24.
Here's the reason I think Jacksonville wins. Ridley. I think
he looked good first
I
week.
think he looked great. I
Yep.
think he's going to have a big game against Kansas City.
And maybe he'll put money on this game and he has some extra incentive to play.
Too soon.
He
I'm
learned
gonna
his
go.
lesson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs here. I'm gonna go 38-27 on it.
So I'm on Jacksonville Island.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Ravens Bengals is the next one.
Another team that
Man, how
we
bad
think's
do
a
the
Super Bowl
Bengals look?
contender, and they can't afford
Yeah,
to
they
go
looked bad.
0-2.
They looked bad first week last year too, and they ended up being pretty good. So who knows? This could just be a thing with Joe Burrow.
I'm taking the Ravens.
I think I'm going to take the Ravens too. I think Bengals going to start out 0-2.
Okay. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. They traditionally start slow, but they traditionally play the Ravens well. I think they'll get the win in this one. Are we picking the score? Do you need a score?
Nah, we'll just pick the team.
You know, I'm going to say something good about someone from Ohio State.
Joe Burrow?
No.
Well, sort of.
No, he's from LSU.
Yeah.
I like to tell them that. I really feel badly for J.K. Dobbins. I thought this
He
kid
just keeps getting hurt.
I thought this kid was the closest incarnation to Emmitt Smith I've seen since the great one retired. He's low to the ground. He's blocky. He's tough. He's shifty. I thought he reminds me so much of Emmitt Smith. And when the kid's healthy, he's great.
Yeah.
But he's hurt all the time. And I'm starting to wonder if this guy's going to be the Bill Walton of the modern NFL.
He led the league in yards per carry last year. That was one of the reasons I drafted him.
Man.
And he is done.
Yeah, all the fantasy people were saying like this is his year.
Yes.
He's going to be a breakout.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's hell when he's well, but he's sick a lot.
Well said. Well said.
But are we both going Ravens?
Yep.
Okay.
Ravens.
And Wes is on Bengals Island. Lions Seahawks is the next one. Your Lions taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who dropped one to the Rams week one. That was a little surprising.
Where is this game?
Detroit.
Is it?
Yep.
If it's in Detroit, then Detroit wins. If it's
It
in
is in
Seattle, then Seattle wins. I'm taking the home team, whoever the home
It's
team
it's
is.
in Detroit.
Okay, they'll win at home.
Yeah, I like
Starting out
Detroit.
2-0.
I was so impressed with them Thursday night against Kansas City that they show.
They showed
the
pluck
character
and
of
grit.
their coach, right?
They did. They
That's
look
what
like,
he's all about.
They look like Dan Campbell,
Yep.
Wes. That's exactly right.
I think defense has improved. and their offense we know is very good. Seattle laid an egg. You would think they would come back and play really well, but I never bought into Seattle last year. I wasn't a big Seattle fan.
Like the Geno Smith thing was
a flash in the
fraudulent.
pan.
Yeah, it seems fraudulent to me.
I like their cornerbacks. They got 2 really good cornerbacks.
And unfortunately, they drafted Devon Witherspoon,
Yeah.
5th overall, and he's like not healthy, like ever.
Well, he's got to be healthy.
Yeah.
To make that work.
I'm all over the Lions. I'm on the bandwagon. I think they're going to win the North.
You said like 2 or 3 years ago that they're going to make the playoffs, and you were just a little early, but you saw something in the coach. Obviously.
I'm ahead of my time.
You're a man of
ahead of their time.
Nostradamus. Westradamus.
I was that way on Miami too. Just a little ahead of the curve.
When you start saying a team's going to be really good, wait 2 years.
Just 2 years later, that's what my father says about cars. He says, never buy a car the first year the model comes out. Wait 2 or 3 years and they work all the kinks and the bugs out. Yeah, that's good.
I just can't hold it in long enough. I'm on this team.
You can't contain your enthusiasm.
I can't. I let it out too soon.
All right, we all got wines in that one. Jets and Cowboys is the next one. And I have a feeling we're all going to go Cowboys.
That's going to be a beating of biblical proportions.
So I don't think it will be a beating. The Jets defense is too good to let that happen. The only way is if it's a scenario with like the Giants game where it's turnover, and the Cowboys have excellent field position or they're scoring off of those turnovers.
24-10, and it's not even that close. They get a late touchdown to get 10.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I would take that right now as a Cowboys fan. I think the Cowboys, unlike Clint, this Cowboys defense is legit.
Yeah, he was kind of hedging his bets on that.
Yeah, well, he was worried that maybe the Giants.
They were good last year.
They were good last year, and they've improved this year. They went out and got a starting cornerback. They went out and drafted the Michigan defensive tackle to help the depth.
Uzi Smith.
Yes. This Cowboys defense is legit. I think you can put it up there in the top 5 defenses in the NFL. They're going to just that offensive line for the Jets is bad.
Parsons will be in the backfield the whole game.
The Cowboys had 3 guys in the Pro Football Focus top 10 defensive linemen of creating pressure on the quarterback. The rate of having pressure. 3 of those top 10 were Cowboys.
This could be a problem.
Micah Parsons wasn't one of the top 10, which was crazy to think, and he had 2 sacks. I think they're going to just create havoc for Zach Wilson and the Jets. Their only hope is to run the ball. And you got to remember the Jets beat the Cowboys last year. And I think the Cowboys will remember that. They'll get after the Jets. I like the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are keeping receipts like Dion.
Next one is Broncos Commanders. This one's only on here because I'm a Commanders fan. This is at Denver. I'm going to go Broncos here.
Yeah. Home team.
I'm not sure how good the Broncos are. I'm also not necessarily sure how good the Commanders are, but I'm going to bet on Broncos.
Do you think it's possible that Denver slightly overpaid for Russell Wilson?
I think it's highly likely.
If this game was being played in a couple of months, I would say no doubt in Denver because they would be feeling a little bit more confident about the offense and what they're trying to accomplish. Denver's offense wasn't very good last week either. They do have a good defense. Washington has a very good defense. But, man, what Arizona was able to hang around like that?
Yeah.
Arizona's, to me, the worst team in the NFL.
Agreed.
I was shocked by that score that Sam Howell had to rally the team to get a win.
It took a while for our offense to get going.
I will say this. I watched a great clip on Twitter. It was 4 or 5 plays that Sam Howell made.
He looked good.
He did.
He had some really big flashes, and then he had some throws where he's like, oh.
What is it with North Carolina churning out quarterbacks all of a sudden?
It is odd.
Trubisky, Howell, May.
Well, Trubisky.
Jacoby Criswell. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
a lot of guys coming out of North Carolina, good at the quarterback
Criswell will claim Arkansas, though, if he gets to the next level.
Yeah, you got to.
It'll probably be a close game, but I'll go with Denver.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. Chargers Titans is our final one. Titans stink, but the Chargers, who knows?
Have the Titans really lost 8 in a row back to last year?
I didn't know that.
I think they have.
I believe it.
It seems like I read that somewhere. Vrabel's probably going to be fired at the end of this year.
I hope not. I'm a Titans fan. I like watching them play with Hopkins now, Traylon Burks, great running back. But Tannehill's so freaking bad.
He is bad.
surely he can't be that bad again against the Saints.
I think
he had 3 picks and should have had 3 more.
I think he can be that bad. I'm worried as a Michigan fan that Vrabel somehow ends up back at Ohio State. I don't want that because I think he's a really good coach and he brings a toughness to his teams. And right now, Ohio State does not have that toughness, and I'm enjoying that.
I'm going to go against the grain and my better thinking. Titans win at home.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Chargers. I think they can just outsplit the Titans.
I'm going with Wes. He's talked me into it. Somehow they overcome Tannehill and the Titans win.
He can't be that bad 2 weeks in a row. He can't.
He's pretty bad.
He's not good, but he can be a lot better.
That playoff game. He single-handedly lost the game, man.
I think at Ryan Tannehill's absolute peak, he was like 15th best quarterback in the league, and he's not that anymore.
We'll take a break, wrap it up. When we come back, you're in the zone.
The Ford President's Award is given to dealerships that offer outstanding customer service. Mark McClarty Ford has won it 3 years in a row. Every day, the team works overtime, so your customer experience is legendary. Right now, get the brand new Ford Edge for just $29,997 and take a whopping $8,000 off brand new Ford F-150s. Better prices, even better customer service. Visit Mark McClarty Ford today off Highway 67 and at markmclartyford.com.
The Boys and Girls Club of Central Arkansas invite you to the 2023 Leader of the Year Luncheon honoring Hunter Yurichek featuring Master of Ceremonies David Basil. With your generous support, Boys and Girls Club of Central Arkansas will create opportunities to help more kids and teens achieve great futures. The Leader of the Year Luncheon will be Wednesday, October 18th at the Clinton Presidential Center. For tickets and additional information, visit bgcofca.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
I'm talking about Elliot's Mexican Grill. Take exit 108 from either direction for award-winning Mexican food made fresh every day. The Keith Special, a Mexican hibachi dish with fresh steak, chicken, or shrimp. Tuesdays are Taco Tuesdays, and they're only $1.99 at Elliot's, and now they're serving homemade tortillas. Fresh pies for dessert along with soft-serve ice cream. Elliot's Mexican Grill, award-winning Mexican food with daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. You take exit 108 to Elliot's Mexican Grill in Morrilton.
David Dunn here with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. We're the area's largest and highest rated independent diesel repair facility for all makes and models, from transmissions and brakes to suspensions and engine repair. If you're tired of high dealership prices and long wait times, come see what family owned and locally operated really means. Expert technicians and the latest computer diagnostics will get your equipment back on the road fast. Take the England exit on I-440 to Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. 568-2185. That's Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
Welcome back to the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio, home of the Zone. We want to talk to you. Give us a call at 661-1037 or hit the guys on Twitter at JustinAcree7, at Wes_Moore, or at CWeaver1037. Now, let's get back into the Zone.
All right, a couple minutes before the top of the hour. Let me hit the Southern Structural Solutions text line real quick. This one has another game for us, or asking, what do you think of Baker Mayfield at Tampa Bay?
He didn't look fantastic week one. I think his completion percentage was around 50.
You know what? They went to Minnesota and won. That surprised me.
True. That is surprising.
I thought Tampa was going to be bad this year, and for them to go on the road and beat Minnesota. And Minnesota's not a bad. Minnesota should have won last night, and they turned it over 4 times.
21 of 34. So it was better.
See,
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
What did we learn about Philadelphia? Philadelphia has been my favorite to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC, and they've looked pretty vulnerable in 2 wins.
I think
They have,
yeah, they have. You're right. I think Philadelphia has the same problem that many NFL teams are having right now because of one less preseason game. They're protecting their starters. They're not playing them in preseason. The offense has come out sluggish to start the year, and by week 4, 5, 6, 7, they'll be clicking.
They've
And they're
been
just finding a way to
getting
win.
getting that lead and then giving the lead up. It's been weird to watch
Yeah,
that.
I'm not writing off the Vikings yet, but their offensive line is bad.
Yeah,
It's bad.
And their
Your
schedule could start off 0-4, and if you start off 0-4, it's going to be
Like, Kirk
difficult to
actually
claw
looked
your way
pretty good
back
last
in.
night.
No, he
Yeah.
played very well. He almost had 400 yards passing. He had 4 touchdowns. He had a costly fumble, but he
And Justin
played.
Jefferson fumbled the ball at the end zone.
I hate that
man.
rule. I hate the
I do
rule.
too.
It makes no sense to me.
Put it out at the 1.
He
You
could
know, it's
he
yeah.
could have lost the ball at the 1-inch line, and they get the ball at the 1-inch line.
Exactly.
But because he fumbled it right over the goal line, it's the other team's ball.
I don't
That
like
doesn't make
either.
sense to me.
That's brutal. It just cost you 7.
I think that ball needs to be at the 1-yard line. It's
Agreed.
your ball. It's not a touchdown, but it's your ball still. One more real quick. Wes, where is Will Muschamp? Will Muschamp's at Georgia. He's the defensive coordinator at Georgia.
Forgot about that.
Yep. TP in Little Rock says it's an acre-free zone. Hip, hip, hooray. Since it's an acre-free zone, can we skip entertainment news at 12 and continue to talk Razorbacks and sports?
We got Phillip Martin coming in to talk about movies.
No, we can't skip it. Well, we've got
Philip can talk
to
about
give some
the
love to our
Razorbacks.
sponsors.
Philip knows a lot a lot.
But when
of
Justin's
things.
gone, we do have a kind of a shortened entertainment
Hey.
Sure.
a little bit.
Yes.
It's a good birthday day. I will say that.
Dakota says, guys, I'm on Kansas State to cover 3.5. Yes or no?
Absolutely.
I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we agree. Oh, shoot, Phillip, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell him.
Turn around. Phillip,
Oh,
turn
gosh,
around.
I'm so sorry. Hour 3 next.
I know the last 3 years, people have got accustomed to paying sticker price for a brand new vehicle. Well, it's not that way anymore at Red River Ram. If you're looking for a new Ram truck, we've got heavy-duty four-wheel drive trucks starting at $49,500 or up to $12,000 off sticker price for a Cummins diesel. And we've got $11,000 off Ram 1500 Bighorn four-wheel drive trucks. If you want the best selection and the best buying experience, make that beautiful drive right here to Heber Springs. Now during Ram Power Days.
Justin Acre reminding you that if you want the job done right, then don't stress. Just go with the best. CertaPro Painters is your go-to painting company. You can get your free estimate scheduled at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. People who are going to be responsible and people who are going to be accountable to you and your family to make sure your project gets done right. So if you've been thinking about sprucing up your home or business for the fall season that is almost upon us, you need to get CertaPro on the case. Use the company that I've used many times over the years. It is CertaPro Painters. You'll be happy you did.
Join Kevin McPherson, Arkansas's premier basketball recruiting analyst, each Friday on Drive Time Sports. Brought to you by Fence Brokers. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
This is your official sports and entertainment station, Central Arkansas. We are 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
A new healthcare clinic is opening at Arkansas Baptist College in Little Rock. It's part of the Jefferson Comprehensive Care System, and it's celebrating with a grand opening and ribbon cutting this morning at 11. Arkansas Baptist College Community Health Center will offer healthcare services to students, faculty, and the community. This will be the 8th clinic operated by JCCSI in Jefferson and Pulaski counties. Pulaski County will be hosting a job fair later this month. Several county departments will gather on Wednesday, September 27th from 11 that morning until 2 in the afternoon at the Pulaski County Regional Center. That's at 501 West Markham. The county promises to offer competitive pay, health insurance, personal time off, and sick leave, among other benefits. Anyone looking to apply will need to pass a background check and drug and alcohol screenings. For more news and weather, download our free KATV News and Weather apps. From the Channel 7 Newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
A little more sunshine today and a little bit warmer with partly cloudy skies. We'll see a high around 86 this afternoon, and tonight's low drops down to 62. Upper 80s expected over the weekend, mostly dry and sunny. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Today's special at the Riverfront Steakhouse in the Wyndham Hotel. Dinner for two for $60. Split a 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, and our famous salad bar.
We're back here with Wild Bill at Motorsports Authority. Lots of folks talking football, but we're talking great deals, Wild Bill.
All of our customers are a winner right here at Motorsports Authority, folks. We're passing out the lowest prices possible for any vehicle that we got. We're passing out top dollars for the trades. We'll trade for just about anything as long as you don't have to feed it. And I tell you what, folks, we're having a great time right here at Motorsports Authority.
In Russellville on East Main and Hot Springs on Central or online at msastore.com. Get here to Motorsports Authority.
Go Hogs!
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
In a world of inflated car payments and sky-high interest, Guadney Buick GMC next to Sam's in North Little Rock is taking their inventory to the nines. Call 501-945-4444. Get Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 V8 engine at just 0.9%. Plus, Guadney will double down with an additional $3,250 off when trading in a 2009 or newer vehicle. Guadney Buick GMC hasn't left out SUVs. Get 2023 GMC Terrain at just 1.9%. Or 2024 Buick Encore GX at just 2.9%. And if you haven't noticed, the holidays are coming. So why not get all the way to 2024 with no payments for the rest of the year? Guadney Buick GMC, 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. Call 501-945-4444. Guadney Buick GMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. All offers with approved credit.
Guadney for Buick, Guadney for GMC, Guadney for life.
Hi, I'm Rick Pennington of Lions Drug. We have great news. Generic Cialis is now available at a huge savings. We have Tadalafil, the FDA-approved generic of Cialis, in a 20-milligram tablet at a savings of up to 80%. We have the 5-milligram daily tablets for less than $3 a pill. Lions Drug continues to be your go-to pharmacy for men's health. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 844-676-2247 or go to our website at lionsdrug.com.
Waiting is no fun. Like when you're hungry, waiting for the microwave. Waiting for the light to turn green when you're running late. Come on. Or waiting for your notoriously unpunctual friend to arrive at the bar, even though she just texted you 5 minutes away. Sure you are. At the payroll company, we know waiting stinks, which is why we pride ourselves on fast replies to our clients, doing payroll right and on time each month, and answering questions quickly and efficiently. The payroll company. Less headaches, more than payroll. Visit morethanpayroll.com.
River Valley Tractor, your leading Kubota dealer of Central Arkansas. River Valley Tractor is closer than you think. A company that cares for you is right around the corner. RiverValleyTractor.com. With 5 great locations to better serve you, visit River Valley Tractor in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, or Pine Bluff today, or find them at RiverValleyTractor.com. Work smarter, not harder with River Valley Tractor. River Valley Tractor, closer than you think.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, September 15th through the 18th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
21 days of beauty. 21 days with daily beauty steals of up to 50% off. 21 days of slay. 21 days of yay. 21 days of are you kidding me right now? Beauty's biggest event is on now till September 16th at Ulta Beauty. Discover irresistible deals on must-have brands like IT Cosmetics and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, new launches from Pat McGrath Labs. Shop in-store, online, or pick up today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acree and Wes Moore on the Buzz Radio Network.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Let's go. Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even in starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard
Welcome back. Hour number 3. Wes Moore, Christian Weaver, Pigskin Preacher, and Phillip Martin. How's the golf course, Phillip?
It's really nice out there. That's a great day to play golf.
Man, apologies to Phillip. I forgot. So we started out the show. We had technical issues. I was supposed to be at Rebsman for we go every year for the Paul and Mary Lewis golf tournament, and set up, and the equipment wouldn't work. Just couldn't keep it connected. It kept dropping, and I was like, I can't do this for 3 hours. And I didn't want to use our cell phone technology to do it because we're going to have guests. And so I just made the call. I'm coming back to the station. Luckily, it's 3 minutes away, And so I jumped in the car, came down here. Christian's trying to fill for the beginning of the show while I get here. And it was chaos. It was really, Phillip, it was chaos. And Pigskin had texted me, and he was like, I'm on my way. And I'm like, oh, no. Go to the station. We're having problems. And so I forgot about you.
That's all right.
Phillip, it was a brilliant decision with the small drawback of missing out on some really good food from the Faded Rose.
Well, like I said, it was like high school. I got ditched again. The cool kids told me they were going to meet by the river.
I felt so bad. I looked down at the text. It's Phillip Martin. Where are you guys? I'm like, oh, no. Oh.
That's all right. I'm completely unprepared anyway.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hey, I had an entertainment question to ask Phillip.
Okay.
So, have you watched any of the new season of Winning Time?
Oh, God, yes.
The Lakers.
Oh, God, yes.
I'm fascinated by this.
It's so fantastic.
But the problem is there's a problem that you might have, I might have, that most people don't, and that we know about Jim Jones, and we know about
Norm Nixon
and Jerry West,
Mark Landisberger. Thank you.
Kupchak and
Swin Nader.
Yeah,
Love
exactly.
Swin Nader.
I was like, as I'm sitting there and Swin Nader's game comes up, I go, yeah, Swin Nader. And Karen looks at me like,
who?
It's just sort of like, but it's close, but it's not the same. It's sort of like just a slightly bizarro.
Well,
world.
they even
They
even put that thing. It's like this is this is a dramatic retelling of
the Jerry West character being the most obvious. He's just Jason Clarke is hilarious. And
great.
Jerry West has never been this funny or bombastic or over the top in his life.
No, Jerry West is this dark, kind of silent guy who's like one step away from suicide.
Exactly.
He's like,
he was going to
never
kill his
good
dad.
enough, never all this stuff. I mean, he's a fascinating guy, and I think he's exactly the opposite of that character.
Exactly, but it's great TV.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like it makes West and Sharman look out to be kind of like these dolts that don't know anything, and it's like, no, those guys,
they were geniuses.
I mean, what was
West is
like?
The greatest GM in NBA history.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
He was like, what is the year?
Executive of the
year for like 11 years or something.
And then you got Norm Nixon's kid playing Norm Nixon, which is just eerie. The lady that looked just like Debbie Allen. I'm like, oh my God.
kidding. I said that looks like so
It
much
looked
like
just
Debbie
like
Allen.
Debbie Allen. I'm like, this
And-
is amazing. I love the show.
They need to keep
Is-
it going forever.
Is Debbie
Yes.
Allen Devon's mother? So you have this
She's
scene.
gotta be.
That's exactly.
Which is
so
like
you
an
have a scene where he's hitting on an actress who's playing his mother. You know, it's just sort of like it's weird because
and the guy that plays Kareem is
he's
great.
so good.
And the guy that plays Magic, I mean,
I can't imagine. Like the casting on the show is just perfect.
John C. Reilly
is
looks
Buss.
exactly like Jerry Buss. I'm like, this is remarkable.
But the thing you see things like when he's shooting the sky hook, you know, he's
Yeah.
not actually shooting it down,
Right.
and a lot of that is on 8-foot baskets. I
Right.
mean, it's just like, you
But
know.
the basketball play is not the focus of the show.
No,
It's not. It
no.
doesn't happen. a
But
whole
the
lot.
basketball plays a lot better than I thought it would be.
It
too.
is.
And the guy playing Moses Malone is just beating on Kareem
When they
on
do
that,
those-
just elbowing him out of the
big
way
skinny,
and physical.
big skinny Moses.
Yeah.
When they put
yeah.
that filter over the camera and it actually looks like game film.
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
And the kid that plays Bird,
Oh, the Bird guy.
he's
Yeah,
great.
Bo, what's his
Startlingly
name?
like Bird.
He's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, he's got that. I don't know if Bird's like that, but he ought to be. You know, that's he ought to be that guy. You know,
If you haven't watched Winning Time, watch it. It's so
Yeah.
entertaining.
See,
Yeah.
I was doing the show with Joe about a month ago, and I tried to talk Bradley into watching it. Bradley refuses. It's all pro Lakers. I said, Pat, there's a
Pro
whole
Lakers.
episode
About
about
Larry
Larry Bird in there. You need, as a Boston fan, you must watch this.
They
Okay,
had Spencer
I don't like
Haywood.
Jordan, and I watched all of The Last Dance. There's just some things for a body of knowledge you need to have.
I don't know if it's exactly pro Laker. It's like all the cocaine and Spencer Haywood putting
They're
a
telling
hit
the
out
story.
on
Oh my
McKinney.
goodness.
You know, I mean, it's like
And that wasn't even the most interesting part about Spencer Haywood.
No.
The part with me had a reference to a biblical medical procedure that he performed on himself,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
are you kidding? I'm still getting the shakes on that. You
I
know,
don't know how you
that's-
could do that.
I don't
But
know either.
this is like the era of cocaine, and it's like, yeah, it's not pro Laker. It's just
Yeah.
this weird. It reminds me of that show that was what I think it was an HBO show. Remember The Deuce? It was about the
Mhm.
making porn in Times
Yeah.
Square in the 70s.
This is not
That's what it
glamorizing
reminds
this.
me of.
Yes, yeah, a rough era.
Yeah.
But like Christian said, the casting is just eerily good.
I don't imagine how they could do it any better.
Yeah. Well, Karen loves it. She doesn't care anything about
That's
sports
awesome.
and basketball. Yeah.
You know,
And Adrian Brody's great.
that's the best casting in the
That
whole
is
show.
the
probably.
weirdest thing,
He
'cause I
looks
heard
like
that-
Pat Riley.
I heard
Yeah.
that. I heard Adrian Brody, and I'm like, that's not going to work. And it
The
does.
one I thought the weak link, and he played him okay, but it was Jason Segel because he doesn't look anything
Yeah.
like Westhead.
It did. The
Yeah.
show did make Westhead look like a.
Yeah.
He was kind of disagreeable, and
yeah.
Oh, Magic hated him. I remember when that happened. He said,
Yeah.
"You're going to trade me, or I'm not."
Yeah,
I'll get rid
Westhead
of
and
him. I mean,
all the coaches come off. I mean, except for Riley, are coming off kind of like dolts. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
McKinney and you know,
Yeah.
all those guys were.
yeah, Tracy
good.
Letts was
Yeah,
great as
Tracy
McKinney.
Letts,
He,
yeah,
he's
Um,
awesome.
You know that Adam McKay produces the show, but
Yeah.
Will Ferrell was in the running for Buss, and I'm so glad John C. Riley got the part. Like I just can't imagine.
broke up the partnership. But
Yeah, it's like Will Ferrell
Yeah,
and
so
Adam
that
McKay.
ended their friendship.
Yeah, they're
I
not
mean,
friends
he didn't
anymore.
hire him. Like,
Yeah.
what about the other 10 things you guys have done together?
And
Yeah.
John C. Riley has came out and said this revived my career. You know, I was dead in the water. I wasn't doing anything.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Oh,
It's like you
he's
think Will
great
Ferrell
in
would
it.
be happy for his friend John C. Riley for getting the part.
My brother had said something about Farrell. He said Farrell, seems that hail fellow well met. He said there's a little something beyond that he'd heard. So I don't know.
Well, I think that they're like a lot of people. There's competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that.
Yeah.
You get that when you get to the top of your.
But Riley looks like Buss. Farrell does not look like Buss.
Yeah. I just
That's
can't-
got to matter.
I
The
could
show's
see,
better
I could
for
see
Riley.
I could see Farrell playing him, but Riley's great.
He's so good.
He seems natural. It seems like Farrell would be over the top a little bit.
and the lady that plays Buss's daughter, Jeannie
Oh, yeah,
Buss.
Jeannie.
Oh, she's great. Despite that prosthetic nose thing that she's got on.
The show's
Yeah.
great. If you haven't watched
It really
watched
is.
Yeah,
It's,
and it really
yeah.
is. It's really interesting on the basketball level and on the cinematic level where they're doing all that stuff with the different textures, and
Filters,
filters
yeah.
on the film.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really.
I have heard that season 2 wasn't getting the greatest of ratings, so hopefully we do get a season 3. I would love for this to end up going into the Shaq and Kobe era era. And
Oh, that'd
getting
be cool.
It's got to, doesn't it? I mean,
Look at all the stuff you got. You've got
next season.
You got
do the
Magic. You got
Johnson
Magic
AIDS.
and Bird. Okay, then you got Magic and the Pistons. Then you got Magic going against Jordan. Then you got the Magic and the AIDS thing. And then you got, I mean,
I
you
think
could do this for 30 years.
They've got to bring it up at least to the AIDS stuff because that's where it starts. You know?
That is true. That's in the first episode. That's where it started.
That's where it starts.
You could have 10 seasons of this.
I don't know if
okay, 5 seasons. I don't know. I mean, anyway, that's good stuff.
All right, we'll get into the entertainment. So since we were already doing it,
that was
Today's entertainment report is brought to you by Bell and Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram, or stop by Bell and Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
we call this the entertainment report. We should call it the Taylor Swift report.
Yes.
We're talking about Taylor Swift so much.
Ugh.
So I'm sure you guys have seen that the rumors are going around that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are an item. And this seems more credible, not
That
like
sounds
the
like Saturday Night Live.
not like the Austin Reeves and Taylor Swift rumors.
Yeah.
But Jason Kelce was asked last night, and he said, I've seen these rumors. I cannot comment. Trav's having fun, and we'll see whatever happens and whoever he ends up with. But there are some serious rumors that Travis and Taylor are spending some time together. So,
okay.
Well, he's gonna be in a song
her
sometime.
next album is gonna be about Travis
You
Kelce.
know it.
That's right.
And the Chiefs.
Yep. Maybe Jackson Mahomes.
She's
too.
picked up the mantle of writing songs about exes from Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
And before that, Jackson Brown and Joni Mitchell.
Oh, did they both do that?
Oh, yeah.
And the You're So Vain woman.
Oh,
That's
Carly Simon.
yeah.
Yeah. What am I thinking? You're right. Yeah,
You know,
Warren Beatty.
Go look at the song that Joni Mitchell wrote about Jackson Brown. It's like the coldest thing ever. It's like, you know, she's talking about him and his kid going out and picking up women, and his kid was like 2 years old.
Oh, my
and,
goodness.
it's
So when they
awful.
do the movie about that, Wes, you know who's going to have to play Jackson Brown? It's going to have to be Jason Schwartzman. He's kind of got that Jackson Brown
He does.
vibe.
I'm
kinda,
a huge fan of Jackson Brown. I love Jackson Brown.
Hey, Billy Crudup 10 years ago.
And then our other Taylor Swift story is Cinemark has announced that Swifties can host private viewing parties for her upcoming Taylor Swift The Eras Tour concert film. So, Wes, you better get it booked at your local Cinemark.
Wes will book the whole cinema and then start selling the seats for $300.
Is that the last Taylor Swift item? Because I have another one.
Let me finish this up. Tickets for the private Swiftie parties for up to 40 people will run at $800 plus taxes and fees.
I
for
undersold it,
Apple
Wes.
Card.
300, 800.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I don't have any money.
In other
apparently.
news,
you have the floor.
USA Today is hiring a reporter.
Taylor Swift?
To report exclusively on Taylor Swift.
They're
and
not
another one.
They're not either.
Another one to
Oh, my
report
goodness.
exclusively on Beyonce.
Oh my goodness.
Really? Yeah, really.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw the job listing.
Yeah, exactly.
I sent it to my daughter, who's
Yeah.
a big Taylor Swift fan. I was like, wouldn't this be great? She's like,
Phillip, you're in the proud vanguard of a once great profession, and now they're hiring reporters to trail Taylor Swift and Beyonce. What would H.L. Mencken have said about this?
Yeah.
I can tell you some things he would have said.
this is similar to, these major outlets that hire a reporter just to cover the Cowboys.
Yeah,
That's all they do.
That's kind of the thing.
It
It
is.
is. It's like if you look at them as corporations,
Yeah.
you've got somebody who's covering, Walmart. You've got so I can kind of see it, but it's kind
Got
of
Kelly O'Donnell at the White House.
Yeah.
Now Taylor Swift's house.
Yeah, it is sort of. I mean, but at the same time, there have been entertainment gossip reporters forever. So why
Hedda
not?
Hopper, Luella Parsons.
Yeah.
They're just focusing in on one target instead of the entire industry.
And Swift makes news every time she has a concert. She's
She's
designed it that way.
massively huge.
I
She
think
really is. I still don't get it, but
I would say for like the past 3 months, we've had a Taylor Swift story almost every day.
Yeah, almost every day. I mean, I
Because
think
of her
that's
tour.
well, if you remember before that, Justin was preternaturally interested in all things Kardashian.
We haven't had a
So,
Kardashian.
but he loves the Kardashians.
Taylor Swift
he
just
always
took it over.
has.
Yeah.
They're taking over.
Listen, Taylor Swift is Frank Sinatra compared to the Kardashians. She actually has some talent. I mean, compared to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Birthday time. Or We'll
That
get
was
into Phillip. Or do you have anything?
Oh, that was just it. That was
Okay.
they were covering her. Yeah,
No
that's
no new movies or anything. This
Oh well,
week?
no, there's a new movie. I mean, yeah, it's I haven't seen it. It's Haunting in Venice. It's
As
the
the
kid-
Agatha Christie again?
Yeah, the Agatha Christie again.
There's a
And
ton
this
of
is from-
people in it.
Yeah, a ton of people. It's one of the weaker Agatha Christie books. If you look, but I don't. I like I said, I have not seen
Kenneth
it.
Branagh's in it.
Kenneth Branagh.
He's doing all these Agatha Christie movies.
Yeah, he's
got the mustache.
directing and starring in
His
it.
Hercule-
Tina Fey is back in this one.
Yeah. Kelly
And-
Riley, the Tombstone. No, the Yellowstone. lady.
Yellowstone, yeah.
Yeah.
From
Beth Dutton. She's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Her brother's a professional golfer.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he ever did anything, but yeah, I interviewed her like 20 years ago.
Wow.
I remember that tidbit.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And Kenneth Branagh is playing Hercule Poirot.
Hercule
again.
Poirot. Yeah, exactly. Belgian detective.
You know, this is just a personal aside, and I'm probably wrong here. I don't want to hold a grudge. I mean, in my profession, you're not supposed to do that. I think Branagh's amazingly talented, but I've never liked him as much after what he did to his ex-wife.
Oh,
I don't know this
Emma
story.
Thompson.
Emma Thompson.
Oh.
Well, he basically, you've seen Love Actually, and Emma Thompson gets two-timed by Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
that's basically from
that's
Emma
him, yeah.
Thompson's life. And I'm like, how could you do that to Emma? She's such a lovely, nice lady.
She does seem sweet.
Yeah, I wish he
Branagh,
wouldn't have done that.
he was a wonder kid. He had his memoir out at 33. And I mean,
He was the Laurence Olivier 2.0. He really
oh yeah,
was.
he was.
Yeah.
He was doing all the Shakespearean stuff.
I just wish he hadn't done that to Emma. I
Yeah.
should probably forgive him and just move on, but it still bothers me. So.
That's it this weekend?
Time for birthdays?
Yep. We need 3 callers. We're playing for Nickelback tickets.
So the winner doesn't get the Nickelback tickets. I'm just asking.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Elia's Mexican Grill. Headed to the hill? Take exit 108 from either direction for award-winning Mexican food made fresh every day. It's Elia's in Morrilton.
While Christian's answering the phone, lining up our players, guys, Dion has done it again.
Uh-oh.
Dion has bought his entire team sunglasses. He's in the meeting room and he hands it out the sunglasses, and all the players are have the sunglasses on in the meeting room.
Wes, I predict.
I think Oakley probably.
I predict next week Phillip and I show up in those new Dion sunglasses.
Yeah, handed out sunglasses to the entire Colorado roster today after Jay Norvell took a shot at Prime. Prime says, quote, "I just wanted to see how y'all look in them. You look good. You look fly. Look fly, look good. On my mama, on my mama."
Yeah.
If we could get Wes up there in the middle between The Rock and Pat McAfee, that would be like the bicep trifecta.
Yeah.
With those pythons up there. Look at those muscle heads.
That's how big this is. The Rock is going to Colorado State.
Yeah.
Well
I want to
said.
before we get into birthday trivia. Verdict on Pat McAfee.
I find him massively annoying.
I do too.
I don't.
The Joe
I don't get
Rogan
it.
of
Yes, that's exactly.
I wish he had put on a shirt that had sleeves.
It is ridiculous.
But I like if you don't look at him and just listen,
You just close your eyes.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
says
a
some
ton
good
of
stuff.
energy.
Yeah.
I think that's that energy
Yeah.
that people.
I think he's a little over the top with it.
Oh, he's massively
no
over
doubt,
the top.
no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's a-
worry that he just after a while the shtick runs old.
That's what I
gets
asked a
old.
minute ago. I don't see this wearing well over the long haul. It can't. Because then he's going to be 68 years old and his arms are going to be sagging, and
But ESPN's full of guys with shtick, and they stick.
That is true.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean,
some
sort
of them
like,
don't. Keith Olbermann didn't. So yeah,
ESPN has become strictly a live rights company. I mean, sort of like I don't think you're ever going to have the day. I mean, Randy Scott maybe is like a Sports Center guy now, but I mean, you're never going to have it like it was back in the day with Dan Patrick and Olbermann and those guys. It's never going to have that sort of content. All that content's moved. I mean, all the podcasters are doing that now, and some of them are doing it better than others. But I just got word, it's like I can watch ESPN for a little while, watch Sports Center and watch a few things, but
same here.
Some of those shows are just shouty and stupid. They're
Back
just
in my
not-
day,
back in your day,
we used to be able to turn ESPN on, and we could just leave it running in the background.
Yeah.
Not
I'd be
anymore.
fine with it.
Wes, here's a funny story. So I'm at Augusta this year, and we're walking by they have a little fence there
Me
where
and
all
Jack.
the players and everybody are eating lunch, so we're going by.
The minnow cheese.
That stuff is awful. Scott Van Pelt is standing up there talking to somebody. I meet a Phillip from my walk by. I smack him on the back, and pretty hard, and he's over there glaring. And my son looked at me and said, "Did you just hit Van Pelt on the back?" I said, "Yeah, I felt like it needed to happen." He said, "He's looking at you right now." I said, "Well, I meant it well. I was giving him a pat on the back, not a kick in the pants."
Did you say anything, or you just hit him?
I was like, "Hey, Scott," so next year they're gonna have to make that fence higher to keep the riffraff like me out of there. So there you go.
All right, on to birthdays. Tim, you are with Wes. Jacob, you are with Phillip, and Toby, as in Toby Keith, is with Pigskin.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Apologize
Pretty good birthday
in
day.
advance.
Actually, a really good birthday. This guy, actor, has been in movies such as The Fugitive, No Country
Tommy
for
Lee
Old Men.
Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, Al Gore's college roommate.
Meanest man in Hollywood.
Isn't he?
Absolutely awful.
He's
person.
mean?
I will say this.
I've
He's
heard
a
that.
terrible human being.
I believe that.
Very unhappy.
So I played Ty Cobb. It wasn't much of a stretch.
Jim Carrey, he could not stand Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
really?
he was.
Yeah.
No, he's legendary for being an awful. Jack.
Wow.
So much for
Okay.
San
All right.
Sabbath,
There you
Texas.
go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, how old is Tommy Lee Jones?
77.
Oh, wow, you got it. That is a bingo
Nice.
bango.
Wow.
3-0
I think
lead
that's my
here
first
early.
ever.
Phillip, he shoots, he scores.
I think that's my first ever. All
This
right.
director has directed movies such as JFK, Platoon,
Oliver Stone.
Phillip got there
You got it
again.
again. I like JFK. It's a good movie, even if it's not.
I read Stone's
super
book.
accurate.
It was kind of interesting, very self-indulgent.
I
but,
like Stone.
I like
he's
Stone, too.
interesting. He's an
I've had a
interesting
couple
dude,
of
man.
I actually like him as a guy. I think he's gone off the deep end.
So
with his movies.
yeah, conspiracy theories
But-
and the Putin special was
Yeah,
just insane.
yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it
But I
didn't
mean,
age well.
Yeah, I kind of, like I said,
So he's
I-
nicer than Tommy Lee Jones.
He is. I've had really good experiences with him a couple of times.
Okay, the
Yes.
other question is there anybody that's worse than Tommy Lee Jones?
Not that I know.
Wow.
No, and I mean, not that I've ever met, and not that I've ever heard.
All right. How old is Tommy Lee Jones Pigskin? Or not Tommy Lee Jones, Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone is 80.
79.
78.
He is 77, just like Tommy Lee Jones.
All right.
Wow. Vietnam era.
Yeah, Vietnam.
Dang.
Yeah, he
Did
was.
Pigskin
in
get
there.
there? Or
Phillip
Phillip
did.
get
Phillip's running away with this.
5-0.
Yeah, right.
This is a
I
long
can
day, though.
retire.
There's a lot of them. This guy's an actor. He played Bane. in the Batman
Tom
movie.
Hardy.
Wow. Just on fire.
Phillip is
6-0.
killing it.
How old is Tom Hardy, Wes?
I have no idea.
Was also in Mad Max, Fury Road, Peaky Blinders.
He was great in Peaky Blinders. He played a Jewish
Yeah,
gangster.
he was in a little bit of the later.
It was
seasons.
awesome.
66.
No.
Maybe
Yeah.
45.
Phillip,
46.
46. Oh, my goodness.
And he's
Oh,
also
Lord.
in Jeff Nichols' The Bike Riders, which is coming out in December,
Okay.
but it's showing
Is
here
Nichols the guy
next
that
month.
did Shotgun Stories?
Yes.
One of my favorite movies.
Yes. Oh, and this will be
massively
good.
underrated.
This will be Shotgun Stories.
First thing I ever saw with Michael Shannon. I love that movie.
Michael Shannon's also in this movie. With
Oh,
Tom
Michael
Hardy.
Shannon's so good.
That sounds good.
And
Yeah.
Jodie Comer from Killing Eve.
Wow.
All right. 8-0. Oh, my gosh.
That's the biggest lead
This is
we've ever had.
historic because
Yes.
Phillip
I
usually
never
loses
win
at
this stuff. I've never had a bingo bango before.
Well, this guy, he's royalty, sort of. He kinda
Prince
turned it
Charles.
down.
Prince Harry.
It is Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
Yeah.
I read his book. Terrible.
How old is Prince Harry, Phillip?
44.
Nope.
Spell was broken.
38.
43.
39. Point Pigskin. 8-2.
Good. I didn't get shut out.
All right. This guy played basketball at Michigan State,
Magic.
and he is now with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Jalen Jones.
He has an
Oh,
alliterative
dude,
name.
doggone it. My nephew's
Yeah,
got a picture of him
I
at
know
the
who it
Memphis.
is. I can't think of his
Oh,
name.
my goodness. I got a picture of him on my phone. I should know this.
Forward, big man.
Yes.
What's his name?
Reigning defensive player
Oh,
of the
my
year.
Yes, I know.
goodness.
Yes.
My
I
brother's
can't-
screaming into the
I wanna
phone
say-
right now.
But all the names I want to say are wrong, but I know
He
who it
averaged
is.
2.5 rebounds per game in the World Cup.
I'm losing my mind here.
We had the
J.
Memphis guy
It is
on.
Triple J.
I know, but
Jalen
I can't think of his name.
Jalen Jackson.
I wanted to say Joshua
Oh.
Jackson, but that's an actor.
You're on the right path, though.
Yeah.
No, this is a good
I know who it
dude.
is.
I can't remember.
His father played in the league.
Right.
Happy birthday,
JJ
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren
Oh,
Jackson
there you go.
Jr. I was thinking of the other cat. Who's the other guy from Michigan State that plays for Memphis? Really underrated. He's a forward also. I'll dig up his picture.
Travis
Dig him up.
Fimmel.
No. That's good, though.
All right, this guy is a point guard in the NBA. He played for the Hawks, the Thunder, the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Rockets.
Wow.
He's German.
John Lucas.
Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah. He just cooked our goose in FIBA.
He did. 9 points for Phillip. How old is Dennis Schroeder? He's got the umlaut over the O.
Love an umlaut.
Phillip.
30.
He's 30. Oh, my goodness.
Phillip, you're out of your
It is
mind.
11-2-0. We got 3 more left. This guy's been a head coach of the Jets, the Patriots, the Seahawks,
Bill Parcells.
and also USC.
Pete Carroll.
It is Pete
Ooh,
Carroll.
Carroll.
Wes
Not
Moore is
shut
on
out.
the board. Oh, how old is Pete Carroll, Wes?
Pete Carroll is 72.
He is 72.
Yeah, I knew that was good. I knew that one. Actually knew he was 72.
I'd say this guy is a top 5 quarterback of all time, but he never won a Super Bowl.
Dan Marino.
It is Dan Marino's birthday.
Mm.
Now it is 11-4-2. I don't think you can catch up. We're going to do it anyway. How old is Dan Marino? Pittston.
Dan Marino is 59.
Phillip, or Wes.
Mm. 62.
He is 62.
Yeah.
All right, you actually can catch up. It's 11-6.
Yeah, all right.
This guy played for the Hawks, the Mavs, the Celtics. He went to college at Arizona. He always wore a headband. His
Stoudemire.
nickname was the Jet.
Oh, Kenny
Terry.
Lofton.
Not Kenny Smith.
No. Kenny Terry.
Called him Jet because you're on the right.
Yeah.
Because he did that. down
Jason
the court.
Terry.
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry.
Terry.
All right, Jason Terry's 46 years old.
Good.
Phillip, great job.
Phillip.
Oh,
First win at birthday trivia.
That was
I think it is
impressive.
ever.
And Toby, I'm
Very.
sorry I let you down, but I will have you know I threw the game so you wouldn't have to go watch Nickelback.
Jacob, stay on the line. I'll get your information.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet, but there's a story in the New York Times. This headline: Nickelback knows you hate them and wants to talk about it.
I read that.
Yeah, I think
I believe I
we had
read
something
that.
on there.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't read it yet.
Chad Schroeder, man,
Yeah.
he makes all of us who are homely have hope.
Chad Kroger. Or Kruger.
Is that it?
Yeah, I
Kruger.
think it's Kruger.
Kruger. Freddie
'Cause
Kruger.
he's Canadian.
I'd rather listen to Freddie Kruger sing.
We got a couple of texts on the Southern Structural Solutions text line. We'll hit those when we come back. We still have the Zone Rewind. We'll catch in with Out of Bounds. Stick around. Wrapping it up. You're in the zone.
Something bad is about to happen to me.
Stack Commercial Truck and Trailer Repair presents Factor Crap each week on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas will host BYU tomorrow for their second ever meeting between the two teams. The first, of course, was last year when Arkansas won 52-35. Kickoff is set for 6:30. Coverage will start on the Buzz at 2:30 with the Hog Wild pregame show brought to you by Mud Connections. Stay tuned afterwards for the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Arkansas State will host Stony Brook. Kickoff for that game is set for 6. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. Arkansas Pine Bluff will host Miles College at 4. And UCA will face a tall task as they travel to Fargo, North Dakota to take on the North Dakota State Bison. Kickoff is set for 2:30. Coverage can be heard on the Point 94.1 starting at 1:30. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Attention seafood lovers, Eat My Catfish is back open in Little Rock. The new Eat My Catfish in Riverdale is located in the Riverdale Shopping Center beside the movie theater and Ace Hardware. Eat local, eat fresh, eat my catfish.
Want to know about bass tournaments and some of the best fishing spots in the state? Well, tune in to Fishing Arkansas Sunday mornings with Big Sarge and his crew. Fishing Arkansas is presented by Fletcher Auto Group, Shelter Insurance Agent Jamie Marsh, Stanley Hardware, and Cooper's Nursery in Cabot. Fishing Arkansas every Sunday morning from 8:30 to 10 on 103.7 The Buzz.
We're back with Wild Bill at Motorsports Authority. Great selection here on the left, but what about my trade-in, Wild Bill?
We'll trade for just about anything as long as you don't have to feed it. We'll put top dollar in that trade. I'm getting country fried crazy during this sale right now, and I'll tell you what, folks, it's a lot of fun to do business with us. So if you're wanting top dollar for your trade, you need to come see us.
You can check out the complete selection online at msastore.com. Better yet, come see us in Russellville on East Main and Hot Springs on Central. You better get down here to Motorsports Authority.
Touchdown!
There's nothing quite like outdoor living, and at Razorback Camper Sales, we've been bringing the camping lifestyle to families for over 50 years. We're Arkansas's oldest family-owned RV dealer with the best parts and service department in the state. Razorback Camper Sales has everything you need for travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups. Find out why our customers are always happy campers. Come see us in Hot Springs or online at razorbackcampersales.com.
Fresh off their summer lineup of convertible sports cars, for September, Saracen is giving away the king of luxury pickups, Toyota's new Tundra Capstone from Trotter Toyota. The Tundra Capstone is the ultimate in luxurious trucks, and it can be yours just for playing your favorite games at Saracen Casino Resort. Only 40 minutes from Little Rock, Saracen is Little Rock's closest place to play and win.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Razorback legend Darren McFadden joins Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz each week this football season to give his insights on what's happening in the world of football. DMAC is brought to you by Oak Lawn Sports and Rideout Lumber.
It's Justin Acre here to tell you about our friends at Cash Restaurant, downtown Little Rock, and we're getting into cooler temperatures, which means the holidays will be here before you know it. So if you're thinking about booking a holiday party, there is no better place than Cash Restaurant downtown, where you'll find great food, great prices, great space, and also, how about free valet parking? If you're going to book a holiday party, though, get on it now. 501-850-0265. 501-850-0265 or online at cashlittlerack.com. If you've got a wedding function coming up, a corporate event, or again, a holiday party, no better place than Cash Restaurant. I love the variety available on the menu, too. Soups and salads, seafood steaks, and you can get pizzas over the lunch hour. Just a great spot to go down for lunch or dinner, and again, for a party. And they have a couple of different options on rooms. They've got the Bayou Room, which holds around 30 people, and upstairs a beautiful space for up to 150. Cash Restaurant, your go-to for lunch, dinner, and holiday party season. Get your event booked at cashlittlerack.com or 501-850-0265.
The Zone in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio is back. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, let's see what Justin Acre and Wes Moore have to say on the Buzz Radio Network.
It's a human sign. When things go wrong, when the sound of her legs and temptation strong, cold, cold heart, heart done by you.
Back in the zone, glad you're with us. Christian Weaver, Wes Moore, Acre Free Zone. Pigskin Preacher hanging out. Phillip Martin with us. Phillip, let me get your opinion on this. Last night we had this play in the NFL where the wide receiver stretching the ball out over, trying to score the touchdown, loses it, goes out of bounds. It's the other team's ball. How do you feel about that rule?
I think the defense has to do something to earn the football.
Mhm.
You know, that's what I think. I think if you go out of bounds, reaching, I think it's you retain the ball. I mean, it's either a touchdown or you're down inside the,
1 yard line.
1 yard line. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Well,
I said,
do you
I'm
agree with that too, Christian? Are we in agreement? That's a bad rule.
I don't understand the rationale behind that rule.
Well, you could argue that the defense made him fumble.
How?
What if he just drops it?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be against it being changed.
Logan and
It's fine with
Cersei
me.
writes in on the Southern Structural Solutions text line. The fumble into the end zone rule makes perfect sense and is the only way you go.
Okay.
If you put it at the 1, players running the ball would just throw it out of bounds
No, you
every
can't
single
fumble
time.
forward. You can't fumble forward.
just to get an automatic goal line play.
Isn't that already against the rules? You can't fumble forward.
It would
Mhm.
come back to the spot.
You know,
of the
when they
foul.
changed that in college, I think Michigan caused that because Rick Leach, the left-handed quarterback, used to run the option. And Leach had this annoying habit if you were playing against us. He would always fumble forward as he's going out of bounds. And they would they'd give us an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 yards.
It's like the Raiders play, the Holy Roller or whatever. That's why they changed it.
Yeah,
The ball
Kenny
kept
Stabler
rolling.
can throw it, and Dave Casper
Fumbling
falls
it
on
forward.
it, goes to the post.
Well,
Yeah.
and I don't think teams would get into the habit of just trying to throw it into the end zone, or because the ball bounces funny. You know, you
Right.
could throw it and it hits and it bounces back in,
Right.
and the other team recovers it, and then you do
Yeah.
lose the ball. I just don't like it. If he had fumbled and lost it at the half-yard line, it's your ball.
Right. Exactly.
First and goal at the half-yard line. Just
It's
because
really
it goes
frustrating
over that
to
line,
throw away 7 points, and that's what that amounts to.
I don't like that rule.
Yeah, you could. I think you could clarify the rule and say that you can't.
They're not going to change it.
Yeah.
They'll never change that.
Well,
They
we've
just-
thought that about many things.
well,
Yeah.
true.
I would welcome the change, but I also don't really care if it doesn't get changed. I'm fine.
Just Chuck writes in, I like Pat McAfee, but I like him in smaller doses. Firing David Pollock made to make room for this guy to be full-time on game day was stupid.
Well, okay, look at this right here. Okay, so you got McAfee and The Rock on TV together. The Rock is obviously a physical specimen, but he's got a regular shirt on. It's like McAfee, we know you do curls in the gym. You got big arms, okay? You don't have to have a tank top, okay? This isn't Muscle Beach. You know, I mean, just, put some clothes on. I mean, my goodness.
It's the shtick.
It's just too much. He's trying too hard.
I'd like to see a little professionalism.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Wear a tight shirt.
Listen, you and Acree are a couple of workout warriors, and you guys are in here, but I've never seen you naked. Thank heavens, or in a tank top. So yeah, you wear clothes.
Here's one from the 501. I cannot wait for Colorado to play someone actually good and get exposed and blown out, so maybe they'll go away.
Yeah, well,
Watch them next weekend. We'll see.
we'll see. I mean, I was more surprised by TCU, obviously, than I was by Nebraska. But it's sort of like you bring in, good players, you're going to have a good team.
Where is the Oregon game? At Oregon?
It's at Oregon.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
that might be
the
where
co-
you see.
the USC
That's
game-
probably where they lose.
That's probably it. Yeah.
The USC game is at home.
Yes, if they
Well,
beat
their defense stinks, so they're probably not going to stop USC's
So does
offense.
USC's defense.
Yeah, it's true. It could be 60 to
scoring.
57.
Can you imagine though if Colorado beats Oregon?
That would be incredible.
The Colorado USC game will be huge.
Yeah.
It'll be massive. Yes, it will.
And the ratings for that?
Oh my
Sure.
goodness. I watched a game in 96 at Boulder. When it's full there, that's a pretty electric atmosphere. Then Ralphie the Buffalo runs on the
Yeah.
field, and I'm like, that's really cool.
Okay, so I'm watching that last week and I'm like, how can they do that, but Arkansas can't have the Razorback run around?
Because the Razorback would get loose and go eat somebody. The Buffalo would just like stomp on somebody, but the Razorback, they got those big teeth and everything, so
Yeah,
it'd be a problem.
maybe a little bit
Yeah.
more dangerous. I don't know.
Buffalo runs over you.
I
That's
would
your killer.
think.
I was praying the Buffalo would get loose because I wanted them to stomp the guys in the cowboy hats.
It
but
would it would be like when semi-pro when the bear got loose. Wasn't it Colorado that got the 5 downs play or something against them?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
was.
Here's from the 501. I'm thinking a half a touchback at the 10 and when you fumble into the end zone instead of putting it
that's
at the
fine.
1.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I don't have
move
an
it back
issue
to
with
the
that.
20.
I don't
even.
have
You
an
could
issue with the
penalize
20.
them
Yeah,
that
give them
way.
a penalty. Yeah, penalize them,
Right.
but don't give the ball.
That's kind of how I feel when somebody hits somebody in the targeting. Okay, give them a 15-yard penalty. Don't kick them out of the game. I mean, unless it's just like
ridiculous.
Well, it depends on how
unless it's
egregious
like, if
it
it's
is,
blatantly dirty, yeah. But most of them are not. They're just accidents.
Like if you got Vontez Perfect.
Yeah, he should
Taking
be. He
people
should be
out.
under the jail. That's right.
All right, one more. This is from Lee. Lee, pigskin. McAfee wears it because of what you're doing right now. Talking about it.
Exactly.
That was his shtick.
Good
He started at Barstool, and it shot him up overnight, basically. Pigskin, the question for you. Where do you think Ohtani will be and Trout will be next year?
Trout seems to be
he'll
content
be at
to
Angels.
live and die in Anaheim, I guess. I can't understand why. I think Ohtani ends up with the Dodgers.
Ah,
Yep.
Giants.
You think the Giants?
I'm hoping the Giants.
I would rather him play for the Giants.
I'm hoping the Giants. Yeah.
Listen, San Francisco would be a great place to play. It just and a good organization.
Good organization, a lot of history,
cool town. I mean, unless you're homeless or something. But I mean, it's just a good place. So.
Thicker air, though, would hurt his home run totals.
Oh, listen, it's freezing there in the summer,
too.
Yeah. It would. Seattle might be a contender because West Coast also, decent organization. So I don't know.
He's not totally motivated by money. He's proved that before,
There was a time where the Rangers kept getting thrown in there by a lot of people.
I can't imagine him end up in Texas.
Because of the Yu Darvish connection, probably.
I can't see Trout signing with the Angels. I mean, he could have gone and played for the Yankees or St. Louis.
Is he an upcoming free agent?
Philadelphia's guy, so I would,
Yeah, he's from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, Anaheim, they just don't. They're all going to Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farms. Nobody cares about baseball there.
I think with Ohtani, it's about staying on the Pacific Coast because of the
travel, getting back home. Yeah, exactly.
Trout signed a 12-year deal.
Yeah, I don't think he's
in 2014.
He can't get out.
So
he'd have to get traded.
So when he's 67 years old, he might change organizations.
They should have traded Ohtani.
Probably not.
Yeah, 3 more years.
They should have traded Ohtani at the deadline.
No doubt.
All right, when we come back, we will do the Zone Rewind. We'll check in with neighbors, see what's coming up next. Stick around. You're in the Zone.
From sales, service, parts, and rental equipment, River Valley Tractor does it all and does it right. Your leading Kubota dealer is right around the corner with 5 locations throughout Central Arkansas. River Valley Tractor, serving Central Arkansas in Bryant, Sherwood, Conway, Russellville, and Pine Bluff. Work smarter this year, not harder, with River Valley Tractor. Online at rivervalleytractor.com. River Valley Tractor, closer than you think.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. We are Big O Tires. However, we might as well go by Big O Tires, alignments, batteries, brakes, oil changes, suspensions, and free visual inspection upon arrival, because we do all that and more. But that name seems a little long and it won't fit on our sign. Now at Big O Tires in Conway and Cabot, take $100 off select sets of tires. That's right, save $100 right now off select sets of tires and get tires, service, and straight talk at Big O Tires.
Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville is going beyond the competition to change your current vehicle situation with Gwatney's exclusive loan and lease termination program.
I need your current payment, your keys, and your signature.
Call 501-982-2102 and say hasta la vista to your current ride and payment with the help of Gwatney's loan and lease termination program, regardless of your current financial situation.
I swear I will approve everyone.
Rates as low as 0% on new Chevrolets. Trade now and terminate your payments until 2024.
Get to Gwatney now!
The loan and lease termination program is this month only at Gwatney Chevrolet, 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville. Call 501-982-2102. GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Find new roads. All offers with approved credit. All voices are impersonators, but Gwatney's the real thing.
Shop Gwatney Chevrolet once, and you'll be back.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call, you'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
This is David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Do you own or operate Max, Volvos, Freightliners, Kenworths, Peterbilts, or international trucks? We can offer you the same dealership level computer diagnostics with highly trained and professional mechanics without dealership wait times and cost. Whether you're a municipality, fleet, or small business with one truck, come see why our customers have made us the highest rated independent repair shop in Arkansas. Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer. Take exit 7 on I-440 or call 568-2185.
Welcome back to The Zone in the Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Studio on the Buzz Radio Network with Justin Acree and Wes Moore.
It's the
you're looking for a truck, how about a Silverado? Gwatney Chevrolet right now, it's got some great deals on the Silverado, and they got a lot of Silverados. Go to the website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the Silverados, all the inventory. Right now, up to $9,000 off Silverados. And you still have 120 days before you make the first payment. No payments for the rest of the year. The first payment will be in 2024. They've also got some good rates right now, 1.9% on some of the vehicles like the Equinox, 3.9% on the others. That's a really good interest rate these days. We all know how bad the interest rates and how tough it is right now. So check out Gwatney Chevrolet. And if it's not a new car you want, how about a previously owned vehicle? They have some used car payments starting at $199 a month. And Gwatney right now is paying the sales tax on all used cars under $10,000. That is so nice not have to write a check to the state for buying a car. Gwatney will do it for you. Go to GwatneyChevrolet.com, see the inventory, then head to the Gregory Street exit in Jacksonville and visit our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet.
Now it's time to look back. It's the best interview and show moments of the week. It's the Zone Rewind. Brought to you by Southern Floor Coating. They have factory-trained installers and absolutely will not be beaten on price. When you're ready to transform your patio, porch, or pool deck, don't just trust anybody. Call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or check them out online at southernfloorcoating.com.
We started the week at the Little Rock Touchdown Club talking with a Hall of Famer, Tony Dorsett. Man, that was fun. Very cool to see Dorsett and hear some of the stories. And I thought he did a good job. You know, he feels like he's battling CTE, and there was a time he lost. He couldn't think of a word. It was bounty. I finally figured out what he was trying to say. And then he told a story twice on us. But, man, a legend. He is a legend.
Yeah.
And he's almost 70. He's 69. He turns 70 later this year. But he was asked which teams, which players, who did he get up to play for?
Philadelphia, man.
Okay.
You know, it's Philadelphia. You know, they talk about Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. I said, city of brotherly love, my hey. There's no way, man. I said, those fans, the only thing I liked about those fans was they harassed Coach Landry. They called him everything but the Son of God. And they said a lot of things that we as players were just too afraid to say because you'd be gone.
Didn't his answers about Coach Landry
surprise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch North Dallas 40. You figure out that's how a lot of the players felt about him.
He was old school. Yeah. It was, and he said it was his way or the highway, except for one time when Tony Dorsett convinced him to let him run like Tony Dorsett and not like the other running backs he had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Got him to change his mind. Trajan Jeffcoat, is this who this is? Trajan Jeffcoat?
This is Cliche U right here.
Oh, that's right. Let's count the cliches in this.
we definitely took a look at ourselves. We was like, we just got to play harder. Got to grind out. We got to keep going. We got to take everything one day at a time. We got to trust the system. We just looked at it as basically a wake-up call for us just to play harder, just to go harder. So we're going to come along.
Five or six?
At least five.
As Hawkeye said on MASH, welcome to the Henry Blake Cliche Festival.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught this. I saw this on Twitter, and Christian pulled it. It's Iowa's quarterback.
Former Michigan quarterback.
Cade McNamara.
Yes.
Our level of communication up front and the backs, and, really everyone just being on the same page, because we know these guys are going to come a lot. I mean, there's but we have to be on key with our hots. We got to be on key with our protection. So, damn it, I was not expecting that, but yeah, we'll be.
I was glad when he lost his job to J.J. McCarthy. I was. The better players playing.
It turned out well for Michigan.
It did.
It also turned out well for Iowa, sort of.
Yeah, because Iowa has no quarterback, and he's better than the stiffs that they've been trotting out there.
Than Spencer.
Yes, that is very true.
Lee clarified the Trout thing. Apparently, the Angels came up and said they were going to listen to offers, that they were willing or
really?
open
All
to
right.
the idea of
About
trade
time.
options.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Wants to get out of that place.
And there was one I cannot find it, Christian. The little symbol on the German word, Schroeder.
The umlaut, yeah.
They want to know how'd you learn that? What is that?
Because he watches the NBA.
Well, it's the little circles that go above.
Hey, heavy metal
It's
fan.
German,
Yeah.
They were impressed
like
by
Motorhead,
your
I
knowledge.
think, had that. Lemmy Kilmister and Motorhead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This one from the
I think it
501.
makes an O sound.
He wanted to know if he missed our college football picks. He did.
Well, there wasn't many.
We just picked. We all picked Arkansas to win and cover, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What's it, 8.5?
8.5.
Yeah.
And we all
Tennessee.
picked Tennessee. I'm not sure what that line is, but we all had Tennessee winning pretty big. Pigskin, you had to. I
Pigskin
think,
had
a
them
little
30-25.
It was close. I had
probably.
Arkansas's game close too, but Arkansas wins.
Okay. His champ of the week was me for pulling the audible and leaving the golf
That
course.
is a good champ.
Very
Man,
good move.
I hate it for Rebsman and the Paul and Mary Lewis Golf Tournament. We're there supporting it every year, and I hope the tournament was a huge success.
Looked like it was doing well.
They did. They had. They were telling me when I got there and was setting up, they had 20-something teams this morning, 20-something this evening or this
Wow.
afternoon.
for
So
them.
yeah, they did well. But sorry, things didn't work out. But had to do it.
I didn't see
And
John
John's setting up some equipment. He said he may not be able to join
Okay.
us.
Well, I got him turned on. Well, not that way, but
All right, McNamara.
Yeah.
so if they are there, they can. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time. Phillip, thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
Anything to suggest to watch this weekend besides football?
Besides football,
Winning
besides
time.
winning time. Yeah, winning time. We got on
Jerry
that.
West.
I'm gonna give it another chance. I watched a couple of episodes and then it wasn't. I disliked it.
Stay with it.
There's
It
so
gets
much,
better.
and I just get pulled in different directions and never went back to it.
I think the best episode so far was when Pat Riley punched the chalkboard.
That was good.
Yeah.
He went through the locker room, started lining these dudes up. You're selfish, you're lazy, you're this, you're that, and got their attention, got their respect.
Yeah,
And
the Pat Riley arc is really cool
It
because
is.
it's like it's all about him and his, because
His
he was
dad,
a
yeah.
big deal in college and he didn't make it as a pro really in his lights, and
Mhm.
sort of like, and he's like a AAA player like his dad was, and now
Right.
he gets a chance, and it's kind of cool. I mean, it's sort of like makes me like Riley.
It
you
is
know?
funny that, as soon as he became a head coach, he started slicking back his hair.
Yeah.
And in real life, he did that too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
It's like it seemed like a little corny.
And he's
but
a
it
next door neighbor to Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That's got to be worth something.
Pigskin, thank you for coming in.
My
Fun
pleasure.
day today. Great job, Christian, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, always, but for stepping up
Being
and
a
helping me
Robin,
out.
yes.
Yes, I appreciate it. Coming up Monday, we'll be at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. Hunter Yurchek is coming in. Clint Stoerner will join us. Thanks to our friends at Motorsports Authority to talk about that Razorback game and the NFL. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back at it Monday.
This is Pat Bradley for Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Whit Davis Lumber Company is your blueprint for success. Whether you're a professional contractor or just need a hand being handy, Whit Davis is your partner for getting the job done right. From quality materials to tools for projects inside and out, they understand how important quality is when it comes to your home. So when you're in need of a lumberyard or hardware store, think of my friends over at Whit Davis. You can find them in Jacksonville, Cabot, Sherwood, and Greenbrier, or online at whitdavis.com.
Come on down to Doe's Eat Place at the corner of Ringo and Markham in downtown Little Rock for mouth-watering burgers, catfish, and steak by the pound. Oh, and don't forget our world-famous tamales, now open Monday through Friday, 11 to 2 for lunch, and Monday through Saturday, 5 to 9 for dinner. Family-owned and operated for over 35 years. And remember, Doe's Eat Place for goodness steaks.
Fence Brokers presents Zach Williams every Tuesday when he gets in the zone with Justin and Wes to talk about what's happening on the hill and what to expect from this week's big game. Zach Williams in the zone from Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
Okay, now the real sports talk show is about to begin. Stay tuned for Out of Bounds on KABZ Little Rock.
Welcome to the Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield Razorback Report, a daily look at Razorback athletics. Arkansas Blue Cross offers affordable dental and vision insurance plans for all ages and budgets. We're talking Razorback athletics next with your host, Chuck Barrett.
What does it feel like to know it matters to others how you're doing? What's weighing on your mind? That you're happy right now, that your body's healthy, and that those around you are taken care of too. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield has been taking care of Arkansans for more than 70 years, providing health insurance and peace of mind.